Welcome back to Lords for the final of the Last Man Stands World Championships, which will see AZ from Woking in Surrey face Team Manchester. They, of course, were the winners of the two semi-finals played so far today. So a big crowd has gathered to enjoy this final, and we can go over to Rob, who has both captains with him.
Thanks, Tim. Okay, on the push side with two captains looking to win £10,000. We've got Solomon Carter from AZ Sports and we've got Mo Ali from Team Manchester. The toss has taken place. Team Manchester are going to bat first. So, Mo, what's the game plan?
Good toss to win. Hoping to post a total in excess of 200. And with the attack that I've got, I feel good to defend that.
Good stuff. And Solomon, if I could come to you, same team as the semi-final or any changes?
No, there is no change. We are playing the same team.
Okay, and from your point of view, bowling first, is that a disappointment?
Not really, because this is a last man stand, so last man bat, the player can bat as well, so I don't think so.
What would you fancy chasing out there tonight under pressure?
Anything under 200 will chase.
Okay, they're both playing it pretty cagey. The two captains, ladies and gents, it's going to be a great final. Back to you, Tim.
Thanks, Rob. Good to hear from the captains there. I've got Peter Bowman with me here, who's with the team from Canberra, of course, who unfortunately didn't get through your semi-final, but exciting final in prospect here.
Oh, without a doubt. And I think if you'd asked me yesterday, I would have said that AZ Sports were the unbackable favourites. But I think this morning we saw a few gaps in their game, and I really think that Team Manchester might be able to take it to them this afternoon. So I think we've got a really close contest on our hands.
Yep, so Team Manchester are batting. The two openers are actually out there now, and the little bit of a huddle from AZ Sports, who, as you say, had a tough time getting through that semi-final. Abbey Diners won them pretty close.
Yeah, and I think if you looked at the start of the game, the first 2 overs of that game, we looked like we were going to see a score of 250 to 300. Abbey Diners really brought them back, finished with about 206, and in the end, I think only fell about 31 short. So, yeah, this will be a good game, and I think if Team Manchester can post a 200-plus score, they're a real chance.
Yeah, I agree, and of course we know that both teams have got danger men, haven't they? Impact players, I think, is the modern term. You know, the guys that can really get you over the line in a close contest.
I think in this case it won't be over the line; it'll be over the pavilion.
Well, Mr. Johnson's not playing now. Who hit the roof over there a while ago. You played in that last fixture. How fun was that?
It was good fun, except when the tiles were falling off the roof and almost onto me. I thought I didn't know where to go.
Yeah, it was a good match that played in a lovely spirit. But this, of course, is a bit more riding on it with the £10,000 prize, of course, and the pride of being the world champions in this format.
Oh, without a doubt, and I think we're really seeing now how far ahead Last Man Stands has come. I was at the first World Championships on the Gold Coast, and while that was a really well thought out contest, I really think we've seen the standard really go through the roof, and this is going to be a great game of T20 cricket.
So Najaf Shah, who impressed in the semi-final earlier on, tall player, bit of pace, difficult to keep out, and can bowl some wicket-taking deliverers.
Certainly can, but I think he was one of the ones that surprised us in the first game, where he let a few wides go and even bowled a few no balls and gave up a few free hits, which really surprised a lot of the guys on the sideline.
Yusuf Anwar, who played very well in the semi-final, will face the first delivery. And it was a good opening partnership for Team Manchester in that game, and they'll be looking to repeat that again in the final.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think I'm intrigued to see how they approach it. Will they try and bomb the ball out long to start with, or really just try to accumulate a total and then go large late?
So we're about to commence in the final, and there really is a building atmosphere here. So looking forward to see who can come out on top and get that prize of £10,000 that's been given as a no ball, I think. So contentious start. Looks like it's a front foot. He's just checking with the umpire where he landed. And see nothing behind the line.
Certainly didn't, Riff. That's been the head of the umpires this tournament. Best umpire we've got, and yeah, I put it on him. If he says it's a no ball, it certainly is.
Signalled the free hit, so that's that. He's got to get back to his mark, I'm afraid.
No point in arguing with the umpires at this stage. Just get back to your mark, bowl the ball, don't turn it into anything bigger.
Nice early present for Team Manchester, though, to get their acceleration going.
4 going, and really these guys have the ability, on a free hit, to really take a toll on the opposition. I don't think that that Najaf is really going to want to bowl any more of those. And I think if he can get his line back in, he will trouble these batsmen.
So we'll see what happens on this free hit. Obviously licensed to play a big shot. Puts it short and gets hooked for 6.
That's 6 bits. I think we're going to see a bit of that if he keeps bowling that short.
A little bit of pace, but just rocked back and a little bit of a top edge about it, but it still went miles.
Yeah, short boundaries here at the Nursery Ground on the side. I think he really just needs to go full, and from all told, he can actually get a bit of heat behind him. So bowl full at the stumps.
So he's just slowing his one up down now. Actually, that's good. Just back of a length and defended off his own bowling.
Good comeback there, I think. You can see he's still a little bit annoyed by that first no ball, but I think he'll come back on top here.
Najaf, that's nicely played actually. Just opened the face and went down for some juggling there in the field. I'm not sure about the need for that in a final. That was more for the match you've just played in, surely.
I think it was. That's certainly a charity match there. His captain won't want him juggling the ball around like that too much.
So it's been an exciting start so far. And that's another good ball, just defended back down the pitch. And a shout of "get on with it" from the crowd. A bit harsh. I mean, they've already on to 12 in the first over.
I think the crowd, they're so used to this tournament seeing teams like AZ Sports bomb the ball long early. They really want to see a lot of action in this final. I think they'd be quite happy to see 280 chased.
It's just worked onto the onside for a single. Couple of changes for Team Manchester. I think there was a couple of niggles in the semi-final. Shabazz Butt coming in and Mohammed Ali. This is Cameron Yunus, who played very well in that opening partnership in the semi-final, and certainly this opening pair are dangerous. Shahid Khan to bowl the second over. It's a bit wide outside off stump and guided, but straight to the fielder. Possibly missed out on a boundary there, Peter.
Well, I think so, but I think what's really good to see is the ball coming right out of the middle of the bat. I mean, that's one thing in this format. You see a lot of really good shots for one run. Yeah, keep doing that. They'll be fine.
And again, just back of a length and defended out into the covers for a single. Some impressive individual performances today, Peter, both with bat and ball, showing that although this is principally a fun concept, there's a lot of talent, particularly at the latter stages of a World Championships.
Without a doubt, and I think it was the last game that you saw the challenge that's put where the team's trying to get the guy that's retired back into bat. And in I think one instance there, the guy stood in the middle of the pitch waiting for them to run him out, and he wouldn't run him out. But very much a team game. If not all 8 players are firing, you certainly won't get the goods at the end of the day.
Got some, I think, the AZ squad members to our right. That's a big shot. I'll leave it over the leg side and rolls over the pavilion roof. It's done so often today for a maximum.
Beautiful shot there. Just tucked it off the hip. As I said, short boundaries on the leg side there. And the crowd are loving seeing the ball go over the top. I think all the batsmen's feeling his own ball there, I thought I would have definitely let the fielders go and chase that one.
He wants it in the bowler's hand so he can hit it for 6 again. Shahid Khan continues, trying to come back. I think he rolled his hands over that, but still gone for 4. Just took a pace down the wicket and drove it between mid-wicket and long on.
Yeah, great shot that. Although I'm sure the fans still want to see some height in the ball over the top, but great shot. Following a similar pattern to that semi-final, actually, these two going off to a flying start. I think Team Manchester really know that they need to put the pressure on AZ Sports. As we said in that last game, AZ showed a few chinks in their armour. If they can dominate early, it could just be the thing that that stops the favourites from getting over the line.
think we're all hoping for a close contest here, something that goes down to the final over. That 12 off the last ball option is just very dramatic, isn't it? I'm sold on that concept, by the way. I really am.
Well, it's funny when you see the guys at the end of the game trying to hit that, but I agree. I think a really close contest is what we want to see. But I guess at the end of the day, if we see a display of great bowling or great batting to finish this game, everyone's going to be pretty happy.
So to Yusuf Anwar on strike, that plays that just backward of square on the offside for a single. Takes the score up to 27.
These clouds have very much a welcome change in the afternoon. Been very hot here today. A lot of the players have really pointed out how un-English this summer has been.
We get the odd one, 76. So it's Najib Shah again. That's a contrived shot, little scoop on the onside. Not quite sure what he was trying there really, but anyway, got a single for it.
Yeah, I think it got up on him a little there. Just trying to tuck it away, not quite there. Sort of delivery I think that we've already seen today that's been hit straight back to the bowler.
It's quite quick. Got onto him a little bit quickly. Played the pull shot, but just for one. Slightly disappointed with himself.
I think the crowd was slightly disappointed as well. I think he's quicker than this, and he's holding back a little.
He's worried about that front foot no ball, isn't he? Clearly, the umpire's possibly told him that he's getting close. He's already overstepped once.
I think the umpire's doing him a favour there. He's already called him once. We've already seen him explain to him where the line is. He knows where his mark is. It's 12 metres from the stumps, the run-ups for all our bowlers. So it's been I've been amazed to see how many fast bowlers have come unstuck on that run-up.
It's worked backward a square on the leg side, but straight to the man. Long leg. Lots of chatter behind us, isn't there, Peter? Everyone's got an opinion on this game. I think the opinion on that is that it's gone for 6.
Well played. And the bowler not happy. Thinks he's brought it in a good spot. The ball's still travelled over the fence. I think we're at that end of the tournament as well, though, that there's been enough amber fluid that's flown. People think their opinions count, and they're prepared to tell us what they think.
Certainly found a sweet spot of the bat. As you said, it's a short boundary there, so bowling short to a guy who's looked impressive on the pull and the hook is probably not the wisest. No,
probably not. And I mean, it's an interesting tactic. I mean, to bowl from this end first. You'll have your second 10 going to the longer side, to the media centre to side. I guess with that, the captain's really hoping that they bowl tight lines. But 35 after 3 overs is a really good start for Team Manchester.
So Shahid Khan, who not quite the same pace, but still shown an ability to get some bounce off a length. And we'll see what he can do here. Again, that's short. That's rocked back into a pull. That's a Surrey pull, that one. I call that one. You lift the front leg up.
I've not heard that before, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Little loose in his first over, and again loose again there. They just can't afford to be giving up 4s that easily.
Graham Thorpe, Alex Stewart, Mark Butcher, they all play those.
Sorry, who?
Back to the action. Shahid Khan. That's outside off, and that's should get stopped on the boundary. It is. Good shot for one.
Great shot for one. I'm really pleased to see the batsman actually attacking the ball rather than just ticking it around.
A good field placing now. They've obviously looked at where these players look to score. Oh, that's a crunching square drive. That's a beautiful shot. Shot of the final so far.
Yeah, that is a great shot. Whole way along the carpet, the whole way. No field. You can't set a field for that sort of shot. Not in this format.
And it is a carpet, isn't it? This is a beautiful pitch here at the Nursery Ground at Lord's.
Yeah, it's been beautifully prepared. Even on the first day when we're here, we'd had a bit of moisture in the pitch. We got a lovely pitch. It's probably a great opportunity to thank the people from the Dulwich Cricket Club as well. They prepared the decks that we used over the course of the tournament, and it was fantastic. Over 300 hours, I think, of cricket was played on those decks over the course of 10 days.
Yeah, it's certainly credit to the groundsman over there. It's played that into his own pad as he got slightly cramped for him. Still 50 looming large, and still within the first 5 overs, so it's a good start.
It is. AZ really are going to have to think about what the tactics are, and possibly it is bring the spinners on early.
Just didn't bounce as high as he expected there, and made no contact as he looked to swing another one away on the leg side. So the end of the 4th over, 44 for none. Having a little bit of a drink, and why not? It's a hot afternoon here in St John's Wood.
There are some very thirsty players on these sides. They very quick to go for a drink. I sometimes wonder whether it's a bit of a Stuart Broad tactic, you know, change the shoe.
What, nick it and don't walk?
I didn't say that.
Cool, that caused a bit of a rumpus, didn't it? So we have a bowling change. Ali Khan coming on for a bit of sprightly medium pace, but he's worked down the ground to long on, but that's only going to be a single as it's fielded by Sulman Sadin.
Almost came off there, taking a bit of pace off the ball. One bounce to the fielder.
So he's in again. That's nicely played. Just used the pace of the ball, opened the face, and ran it down to a vacant third man.
Yeah, too much bounce there with the field spread out. Really need to, as I said before, really need to get full and at the stumps. Don't give them the option to just dink it past the keeper.
Ian Bell's been playing that shot quite well this summer.
Yeah, and I said it earlier today. I think that I think coming to Australia this summer, our pitches certainly suit him, and I think we'll see a lot of runs out of Ian Bell.
So Ali Khan again, that's driven square again, and 4 runs again. He's very good in that area. It's just leans on it, lets it come across him a bit, opens the face, and times it.
Yeah, not trying to hit it too hard. Another beautiful shot.
And that's brought the 50 up. So very positive start, and these openers, as they did in the semi-final, have set Team Manchester up very well. Very solid platform to target that 200 plus.
Yeah. Proof again, though, as well, that good cricket shots will always win a game of cricket. Doesn't matter what the format is. Oh, that's a big hit.
Saying that, power's quite useful. That went a long way up, and cannons into the roof, which is taking a battering today.
That is a fantastic shot. Crowd, dare I say the crowd went wild?
Yeah, they did go wild, yeah. I've never played a shot like that.
If you'd watched what I was doing today, I haven't either.
We'll see if Ali Khan can come back after that big hit. Yeah, he does. And the bowl's a good length ball, just turned on the onside for a single. We're up to 60. And once again, these players are looking at the prospect of possibly having to retire when they reach their landmark.
And this will be the key. I mean, does the bowling side give him some free runs? Let him get to the 50, bring another guy in, change it up. Obviously, you'd want the wicket, but hitting them very cleanly.
Do you think that's a tactic that teams think about? It's another nice-looking drive, but he's not going to get a 4 for this one.
I think when you've got experience with some sides and you know who the players are, sometimes captains will think, well, if he's going to get 50, I'll give the 50 to him and then try and keep the other guys around. The purists certainly wouldn't like it.
Oh, he's got a little feather on that one. It was quite a wide delivery. He went after another booming extra cover drive, but just caught the outside of the bat. And that's the first wicket down. With the score on 61, and we'll take another look at that. So the breakthrough that AZ were looking for, just the thinnest of edges there on quite a wide delivery.
And I think that, as we were saying, a wicket would be preferable, and they've got it, the first breakthrough. But still, 15 runs and over. A big score in the offing.
Imran Mirza comes to the crease to join Anwar, who is on 41 and has looked in sparkling form.
Another fantastic LMS batsman, one of the highest ranked batsmen in the world. All the talk about Imran is that he hits cleanly, scores big quite a lot. So once again, big depth here in the Team Manchester side.
So Sikandar, he went for a few in one of his overs in the semi. Oh, he's got a wicket. That's very similar to the previous delivery. It was this time he looked for a cut shot, but again just got a faint edge, and that's the second one down, and it's brought a cheer from the crowd. So drama here in the final, and we'll have another look. So drama here, 2 and 2. Mirza not lasting long. The old golden quacker.
Team Manchester won't be happy with me talking Imran Mirza up, out for a golden ball. Hat-trick delivery now for the bowler. Normal cricket, we'd certainly see the field come in, but what does he do here? Does he actually go for the hat-trick or just bowl down the corridor?
Aliaz Matt. I just said he went for a few in the semi as well, and he's now on a hat-trick. Well, he did. Anyway, he's on a hat-trick here, so now a great moment for the young man.
We don't see many hat-tricks in LMS cricket. I know we had a double hat-trick in Canberra this year, but not many.
I might have bought short legging. Oh, on the wide. What a disappointment. Oh, and he feels his hamstring after that. Well, I think that's a little bit of histrionics.
I couldn't agree with you more there. I don't. Bowler just saying, oh, I tweaked something on the way through. Didn't mean to bowl it that way to the left-hander.
So 62 for 2, and Yusuf has just watched from the other end as people have come and gone.
I think he was getting used to watching them bomb the ball out of the park, but actually, if he's still on 41, number 11, yeah, he'd certainly be a bit concerned.
Well, he might have to retire soon, of course, so then that will affect the momentum. So good double breakthrough for AZ, and a circumspect drive for a single. Lots of shouts, a good over. And he just got a bit more bounce and nip off the pitch than maybe the batsman thought from the obviously the short run up.
Yeah, proof that once again taking the pace of the ball, really making the batsmen have to think about their shots. What we've seen there is two guys in two balls, thinking, well, I'm going to continue to get on top, and it didn't work.
So it's Ali Khan returning, bowling to Yusuf, who's on 42. And he's still on 42 after missing out on one of those big shots that we've seen so many of today, which have ended up on the roof of the nursery pavilion. But that time just kept slightly low, perhaps.
Yeah, two of his teammates have gone in two balls, and yet he still comes out and plays that shot. Either he's very confident, or he's trying to put one over the bowler.
Oh, he tried to steer that down to third man region, but got an inside edge onto the top of his pad. AZ on top at the moment. The Woking team from Surrey. It's a bit of a north-south contest, this one. Oh. He's responded there by launching it into the road. Oh, that's bounced off something.
Yeah.
And that's a big shot. That's a way to remind them that he's been one of the form batsmen in this tournament, and he's continuing that in the semi-final. Moves into 48.
That's a great shot. Probably not the biggest six we've seen here at the Nursery Ground, but certainly up there. Do you think he'll go again?
Maybe a slower ball here? No, that's actually slightly quicker. And driven square, think about 2. Come back to. This could be quick, this could be close. That's gone, I think.
That's gone.
Yeah, that was a good low flat throw. Look at this, high fives all round. Yeah, that was a good flat throw. 2 was always going to be risky there.
It was, and I think if you see in the replay that he fell over as he turned. He should have said no straight away.
So rather than retire, he's out. So that's a shame for Team Manchester, their key player. And we'll have another look. So another wicket down, 71 for 3 in Team Manchester, losing wickets regularly here, and might need to change their game plan.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, 2 overs ago they were well on top. We were talking about, you know, a high 200 score. All of a sudden they've lost 3 wickets and 3 good batsmen, and now AZ Sports well and truly on top.
And very different body language to when they were struggling in the semi-final. I think it's a team that are used to winning. Certainly on top here, as that's just played out on the onside, and a well run too.
Certainly quiet in the Team Manchester camp this game as well. They certainly had a little bit of chirp in their first game this morning. Both camps have been quite loud with their supporters, but I think we're seeing the other teams that are doing the loudest cheering from the stands for the big hits. A little bit tense there between, I think, both of these sides.
A lot at stake, of course. So desperately want to win this final, claim that £10,000. Goes a long way, particularly in a recession.
Without a doubt. I know that we were certainly looking at it this morning going £10,000, that's almost 20,000 Australian. And rising.
If only you could buy an opening batsman.
We don't buy batsmen, we breed them.
You used to. Anyway, let's get back to the action. Sikandar, who was on the hat-trick in his last over, just strays a little and gets worked off the hip for a single.
This could very quickly develop into an Ashes commentary, I think.
Well, no, this is an all England battle. This is North versus South. This is actually it just goes past the edge. At county level, Surrey versus Lancashire. That's quite a feisty encounter, I assure you.
Would you know what the equivalent would be in Australia? Is that a New South Wales Victoria, New South Wales Queensland, anyone versus New South Wales?
You should be the expert, surely. Sikandar. It's just played out through extra cover. Just a single there. Yeah, they don't want to risk another 2 after that needless run out.
It's good to see that AZ Sport have actually started to move their bowling back out into that corridor outside off stump, really making the batsmen think about it. We're still seeing a few wild swings outside, rather than trying to sort of get back to what they started with and play good, clever shots for 4.
It's a good ball. Just a push out on the offside for a single. Going at 10 and over, but they've lost those 3 wickets, so it's always that balance, isn't it, about maintaining the impetus and ensuring that you keep some wickets in hand. It's a good shot down the ground, but again, as you were saying, Peter, just that width. Even though that looks a good shot, it's only gone for 1.
That's right. I mean, that's what they're looking to. You know, it's okay to give up a 1 in this format. 6 runs and over in some forms, you would think that that's over the top, but I think that AZ Sports have really started to think about how they're bowling, rather than just trying to bounce the guys out of the game.
77 for 3 off 8, so we've got 2 more overs from this end before we switch. And this one will be bowled by Ali Khan, who had a good over
I think
last time.
I think Team Manchester will really be trying to get to 100 off these next 2 overs. It'll be interesting to see how they approach that.
It's gone past the edge again. That's been a familiar sight in the last few overs. Carry on there, say the fans. And I'd agree, because as we were saying, they've got cover on the boundaries out there, and they've also had a couple of edges behind. That's hit powerfully, but straight to the fielder. So just a single.
This is a lovely display of bowling from Ali Khan. I think that while I called for the spinners earlier, I think that someone being able to put the ball just on the spot, ball after ball, it's been fantastic effort.
Time for the deal scoop, I reckon. Turned off the toes to a good full pitch delivery. Think about two rightly sent back. That would have been out by half a pitch. Yeah, I think this is the AZ back to where people thought they would be before the semi-final, and they possibly weren't quite on their game on the semi-final. That's another edge behind, just caught the shoulder of the bat, finger goes up, and he's just been probing on it in a very good area, and if you keep it there, you're going to get rewards.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether he had hit that then. Certainly the batsman was giving the umpire the eye.
Let's have another look. So Anwar Ul Haq comes to the crease after another edge behind. Team Manchester started so well but have been rocked by those wickets, and now not even half the innings complete, they've got to look at whether they can get through these overs.
Oh, without a doubt, and I think as we've said before, 150 is not going to be enough against a side like AZ Sport, not unless you can really come out and bowl the lights out, but they really need to change their game plan.
I think that might just have been sliding down, but confident LBW appeal. Yeah, it's a good over this, and just finish the over. We'll have another look at that. So Sikandar to continue, and again keeping it outside offline, and a nice looking drive, but only for one. I think as Peter was saying, they got the tactics spot on here given the dimensions of the ground and the longer boundary on that side.
Yeah, I think that Team Manchester might be best just for this 10 overs, see the 10 overs out, don't lose another wicket, get to 90-95, and then see what we can do with the change of ends. That's 4 runs.
Come off the pads and going to go down for 4. Sikandar not pleased, just drifted offline fractionally.
Once again proving, stay in the corridor outside off stump, less runs.
So Team Manchester have struggled after the unfortunate dismissal of Yusuf. And his prop forward there, hit him on a pad, little bat was in the vicinity.
Batsman suggesting his foot was somewhere where it wasn't after being hit in the last delivery. But isn't it interesting to see the change in body language of both these batsmen? Now I know that they're both, relatively new, but everyone's not quite shut up shop, but they're certainly they're not as positive as they were.
Peter, that's wow, that is great commentary there. As we see a booming 6. Oh, leave it over the onside, and yeah, they went into their shell a little bit, but they've just come out.
Yes, I think I'm 2 for 2 now. Can you tell I'm a rookie?
Yeah, that's relieved a bit of pressure and taken them into the nervous 90s. Nervous because they've lost 4 wickets, so they have to balance aggression with protecting their wicket. It's just driven out on the offside for a single. Yeah. Sensibly, the bowler there instructing the fielder not to go for the run out in case of the overthrows.
We have seen a few this tournament where batsmen have picked up 2, 3 and 4 runs from fielders being a little overzealous in getting the ball back.
So 92 for 4 at the halfway stage. Came out of the blocks very fast, but momentum has been stalled by those wickets and that needless run out of the key man, Yusuf, who is on the brink of retiring with the option of coming back. That's one of the key moments so far.
Without a doubt.
So halfway stage, you'd say AZ would be the happier of the two teams.
Yeah, well and truly, I think. As I said, I think both sides, both captains said at the outset that 200 was the mark they were looking for. Now, it's certainly not out of the reach of Team Manchester, but I think, as we've said, 4 wickets down, it's really going to be hard to push it on. But let's see what happens.
We might have the prospect of some last man stands here as well, which will be interesting.
Always exciting to see the last man stands. There's being only able to score 2s, 4s and 6s. It's interesting to see how the batsmen come. You find some of the batsmen come out of their shell but still hit them to the fielder for none.
He looked to give himself some space there, but got onto him a little bit quicker than he thought, and just a single. Again, that's shorter. Oh, he'll look. Watch those ones trickling back onto the stumps, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm not sure he even knew where it was. I think he was busy sort of watching what shot he'd played, but you can see Team Manchester still trying to push the score. Maybe they need to get back to just tucking it around and picking up the 1s and 2s.
He practiced a Gordon Greenwich-esque hook just afterwards, but unfortunately didn't play it when the ball arrived. Just defended cautiously to a good length ball.
How good are we all at playing the ball when it's not there? Once again, great spell of bowling from Ali Khan. And I think this is his final over. Really good spell.
That's short, and he's got the old Surrey put out again there, but it's just gone behind square for 1. Yeah, it reminds me actually, I don't know why I came up with an image of that, but you remember Chris Reed as Nottinghamshire captain who played for England for a while early on in his career, and he ducked a slower ball Courtney Walsh Yorker and ended up ducking to a ball that just trickled onto his stumps, and a bit unfortunate because it ended his international career. But that's caught on board opportunity. It came back hard on him. It's also a no ball. It's also a no ball, so dramatic there. It's just hit back hard. He stuck out a hand. They either stick or they don't.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought it was a front foot, a above the waist no ball, but almost a catch, almost a run out. Free hit.
It might have been both actually, because the umpire looked at the front line again. So yeah, not a lot going for that ball really.
No.
Anyway, free hit. So we'll see if they can capitalise on that. If they got the option, possibility of going over 100 here if they get the maximum on 95. Be a good time to do it. That's powerfully struck and well stopped. Now it's on the boundary.
Well fielded, knocked that down. I thought that was 4 for sure.
So 11 gone, and they've yet to reach the 100 milestone. I think if you're doing well, you tend to hit that maybe in the 8th or 9th.
I would have thought so. And I'm really, at the moment, we're looking at only a score of 140, 150. Team Manchester really are going to have to pull something out in these last 9 overs if they're going to post a defendables total.
Yeah, it's either just one guy getting in the groove, or perhaps a bowler just losing it a little. You see the crowd there. It's been building throughout the afternoon, and a few waves there.
Australian captain Sam Lang waving at us there.
He seems a chirpy chap.
He's a lovely bloke. He's probably one of the quieter guys in the team, to be honest.
Yeah, it speaks volumes for the others.
Yeah, it's normally team comedian Lydon Gibbons that we're hearing from the crowd.
So 96 for 4, beginning of the 12th over. AZ just checking their field placings. They've been very precise with this. They've clearly been looking at the scoring areas of the opposition. And a little bit of spin. Or maybe not. Nope, still medium pace, and that's crunching square drive, but straight to the man. Just a single.
I had to agree with you. I thought we were going to see some spin coming in there.
It's partly because of the reduced run-ups, isn't it? You tend to think, oh, it must be spin. That's a big shot leg side, and he's picked the gap well. Whether it's 4 or 6, we'll see. It's 4, but it was well placed between the boundary fielders. And that takes them to 100, Peter.
I think that's where we've shown the batsman. He's just taken it back a notch there, hasn't tried to hit it out of the park, but was able to place it for 4. I think maybe that's the tactic that Team Manchester need to adopt now. 2 or 3 of those and over.
He's got the appetite for it, and he's just hit one through the covers for 4. Advancing down the pitch, showing a bit of aggressive intent. They're not going to give this up without a fight, are they?
No way. No way will they give it up without a fight. I still think they can post a total higher than 150. I'm not convinced.
If he continues to play shots like the last 2, they've got a chance. It's got a bit cramped for room there. He attempted to pull the ball. Probably slightly too full a delivery for that shot.
Yeah, just managed to squeeze it away. But still pushing the runs along. Maybe, just maybe we'll see a score.
So Ali has match on strike. He just gives himself a bit of room. Drives it down the ground for a single. Brings Ul Hack back onto strike.
If he's got a finishing game as his namesake, Inzamam, then we're going to see some big bombs late. I know that.
Yeah, great character Inzamam, wasn't he? Wasn't the best running between the wickets, as I recall.
No, but I think we saw some of the best. Was it the Sri Lankan captain as well? Both gentlemen certainly.
Mr. Ranatunga.
Yeah, Mr. Ranatunga, indeed. You know,
he's now a high-ranking politician.
Really? I didn't know that.
A bit of a history of top Asian players going into politics. Sachin Tendulkar was a member of the House of Lords, but he hasn't turned up yet.
How does that work?
An absentee lord, Mr. Tendulkar.
I think he got an OAM in Australia this year as well. So retirement must be on the cards.
Yeah, he's played on possibly slightly longer than he might have done, approaching 200 tests. But anyway, back to the game here. It's 107. That's dug out to full delivery. That's well played. Might get 2 there. Might consider 2. No, they think twice given the earlier, and that's another no ball, I think.
Another no ball.
So free hit.
I'm amazed at the number of no balls that have already been in this final. I don't think we saw any in the opening 2 games.
Haven't capitalised on the last few though.
But I do think the last couple of times we've said that they were just pushing it around. We've seen one bombed out of the park.
Someone behind him has just shouted whack it for 6. So bit of coaching there. Crowd coaching. And he's left one which wasn't a wide. So good response, someone else says.
Good bowling there from Shahid Khan.
That was wide again. He looked wide, but it wasn't given, and the batsman is bemused, still on his knees.
So was the bowler. The bowler turned straight around to the. Well, I think expecting the umpire to call him for a wide, and he didn't. A little bit of chat between the umpire and the bowler now.
Another free hit, is it? It just looked like he'd signalled a free hit there.
He did signal a free hit, but I hadn't seen the call for no ball, so maybe that's why the bowler turned around.
Yeah, he signalled it, re-signalled it, so it's certainly a free hit. So the last ball was a no ball. But a wonderful delivery, right up in the block hole, and you can't score a run off those.
No, great bowling there from Shahid Khan.
Jimmy Anderson's been in the ground, he'd be quite pleased with that.
I've often wondered whether Jimmy was going to come out and have a run, to be honest. I think there's a few guys in the crowd that like to try their hand.
Wakla Yunus, he could bowl a Yorker, couldn't he? That's a big shot. Looks like that's going to go over 6. Yeah, that's in the trees. That's in the trees by the ICC Europe office.
I'd hate to be paying the insurance on some of the buildings within the grounds of Lords here. They've certainly taken a peppering today.
Powerful shot there. There's been some big 6s today. That was one of them. Just creeping back into it after that little lull after those wickets. They're showing a lot of fight, a lot of courage here, Team Manchester. And, AZ, just as they think they're getting on top, find themselves collecting the ball beyond the boundary.
Both batsmen in their 20s now. You know, I guess with 8 overs to go, they really could play this out.
Your 140 might be a bit light, but of course another wicket, and yeah, so that's the game we're in, isn't it? Can you pick up the run rate and retain the wickets? It's a good shot, square. Well fielded, actually, just slipped, but managed to grasp the ball back from the bowler.
There is some coverings out there on that boundary, some synthetic turf, so the players are coming off natural turf onto Astro, so it makes it a little bit difficult to feel the ball in there.
It's been chatting. Teammates will be pleased at the last couple of overs where they picked the momentum up again, taking up the score up to 119 for 4.
There really has been an ebb and flow in this game, hasn't there? I think every time we've thought that AZ have been well and truly on again, Team Manchester have really shown some fight.
It's interesting with the 2020 format, or indeed this format, which obviously have only 5 balls now yet. You can still get that ebb and flow in a game, not to the same extent as a test match, of course, which is described as the novel of the sport, isn't it? This is, I'm not sure. Oh, hang on. Is this Sikandar? No, it's not Sikandar. He was a few little bits of histrionics. It all adds to the drama. So clipped away positively, going out towards the boundary when he gets there. About the same line as the 6 we saw a while ago, but this time on the floor.
And the crowd suggesting the bowler might want to bowl something a little different to that.
So good little partnership from these two. All Hack and Azmat. And he's manufactured a good shot there actually off the back foot, but would have managed to get round.
I think it'll be interesting in the second innings as these shadows drift across the ground as well to see what it's like for the fielding side, just to be able to pick up the ball as it comes off the bat.
A bit of a shadow from the media centre to our left. That's short and should go. Isn't really connected with that in truth, but it's gone for 4 anyway. Short boundary, as we've been saying. And the score continues to build. And these two have made a good effort after the clatter of wickets.
I've made a couple of suggestions on scores and these seem to be going awry. What do you think the total might be?
I think if they can get to the 145 with 5 to go, and maybe go 8s after that, but we'll see. It all changes if a wicket goes, doesn't it?
We've been pretty good at taking wickets.
Another shot, he's proved quite strong there, and this time not quite enough timing to beat the boundary fielder who ran round well. A big fast bowler, I think.
Batsman through for 2 though, comfortably.
So 1-3-1 for 4. So 14 gone, 1-3-1 for 4. So if they can get quite a big one here and then launch into that last 5 overs with the momentum, they've got a chance of getting up to 185-ish.
I think that's probably, you know, in the realms of possibility. Have we got the opening bowler? No, he's still at a square. Ahmed Khawaja.
So slight break here as batsman, I think, looking. I think it's his. Is it the time here? Just clarify what's going on. It might be a glove swap or something like that. A little bit of kit or a bit of drink. Yeah, fair enough.
Bit of both.
It's a hot afternoon. And it's just a slight break here while the batsmen take on some liquids. So just see them on the screen at the moment. So just return to the crease. It's excellent partnership. It's really salvaged the innings after that mid-innings collapse. So we're set to commence. It's been an intriguing innings so far. It's different phases to it, hasn't it?
It has. False start from the bowler.
Nice shot that. Just leave it out on the onside, one bounce. Four.
Yeah, very interesting action there from Khawaja.
Ali Azmat taking full toll on that. And this over could be the opportunity for them. There's finally a little bit of spin into the attack, and that's hit for 6 as well. So 10 on 2. And, oh, that's a bit of a Billy Bowden 6 there from the umpire. He's quite enjoyed that one.
There's a little bit of murally about this action from the bowler.
Mystery spinners, they've been a big part of the modern era, haven't they? We haven't had too many here. Peter Such, mystery why he got picked.
I think there seems to be too many young bowlers trying to work a mystery ball rather than just trying to bowl to a length.
Oh dear, could be trouble here. Non-striker called him through, dropped his bat, slipped over. Wicketkeeper didn't seem alive to the situation, and the end result is no run and as you were.
Yes. And the keeper taking a large divot out of the turf, having to replace.
Peter Such actually in charge of the spin development programme. It's fair to say he didn't turn it quite as much as Graham Shaw.
And hasn't he been another player who early on in his career, but certainly the media in Australia didn't really give him much credit, but he really has turned it around and just bowling beautifully at the moment.
Yeah, he rips it, gets on the drift. It's short again, this isn't a great over, that's going to go for 4. He's dropping it short, and he's letting his other bowlers down here. He's not backing them up, just at a time when they needed a tight over to regain the pressure.
Front foot no ball there as well from the bowler, free hit called. There are members of the crowd suggesting that maybe his action needs to be reviewed.
Ali Azmat goes on to 43s. Second player to get into the 40s for Team Manchester in this final.
And here's the ebb and flow again. If he gets to 50, does that break the momentum that they've been putting together and slow the possibility of getting to that 185?
That's one of the features of last man stands. Use the long levers away for 6. So this is by far the biggest over of the innings, and just rocked AZ back and cost the 150 in the process. So Peter's predictions been and gone with 5 overs left.
I did predict Australia would win the Test series 4-0. So.
So 152, 5 overs to go, 4 wickets down. Very good partnership by these two. And very good innings by Ali Azmat, who's 1 away from retiring. That's what happened to Yusuf though. He hits a big shot down the ground. This could be out potentially. Oh, it's a good effort as he ran round. He settled for 1 and he has to retire. That would have been history repeating itself with the man getting out for 49.
I think, I'm not sure what happened there. Certainly the fielder looked like he had that covered and then just popped out.
He had to make a little bit of space. So he does get the single this time. Two, in fact. Just under the face. And a round of applause as he passes 50 and retires. He's done well there, and rightly getting a scattering of applause.
Wonderful innings there, getting his side back on track, raises his bat to the crowd. Well deserved, well deserved. Who knows if we'll see him back again if they go for the flourish in these last 4.5 overs.
.155 looked like a potential target when we were back in the 7th, 8th over, but now they've got it with a few to spare. We'll be hoping to press on towards 185, maybe even more.
New batsman, it's the captain, number 10, Mo Ali.
So Mo Ali, at least the captain side. And of course, they've got the option of bringing in back the form player back if they lose all the wickets. So that's a great thing to have up your sleeve, isn't it?
It is, but obviously in this format of the game, you can't deliberately give your wicket away. If the umpire thinks you have, he can bring you back. I think Mo here really just has to tick the score and get the other batsman on strike.
It's played down to long on for single.
It's amazing though that 200 is back on the cards again, and you know, we really will have a match on our hands if they can get over that 200 mark.
That's gone a long way in the air. How far has it gone is the question. It's gone far. Looked for it, but unfortunately gone over it.
Yeah, straight through to 36. A couple more big lusty hits like that. He'll be retired again.
Or hack, that is. Just been joined by Mo Ali. See what he does this time. Oh, that's a cheeky little impudent shot, I call that one. Just nudges it round the corner for 4. And they are building momentum here. AZ need another wicket and fast.
Yeah, just stepped away from the bowler. Bowler changed his line, tucked it down the corner. Lovely little shot.
I think for the neutral, it's good that there's going to be, you know, at least a big total is going to be posted. We'll have an exciting chase.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. And I think, you know, AZ Sports do have the arsenal to be able to come out here and chase down 200. They have done it previously this tournament, chased down big scores. I think that, yeah, we're in for a great second innings.
It's certainly a complex action, I call that.
It's very polite.
What do you expect?
Valid point.
He's in again. And he's taken the wicket, I think, there, is he?
He bowled him.
I think he bowled him there, yeah,
Yep.
he certainly did. The batsman wasn't quite sure what had happened, but yeah, just came down the wicket, turned past the edge and clipped off stump. And we'll take another look. So, unorthodox action, but got a little bit of grip. Playing the wicket.
And another Team Manchester player throws away a 50. Just as they're getting on top, ran straight over the top of that one.
Gone for 40, and the new batsman, Adil Hussain.
Adil Hussain, the new man in. The score 167 for 5. And it's a thrilling climax to this first innings as we look to see whether Team Manchester can get up towards 200. Tall man, I'm sure that if he connects, it's going to go. Actually a deft touch, just nudges it off his pads, and yeah, a deft touch for a big man, as they say in football.
I think he's tricked us both there. I was expecting long levers, big swing.
So 171. It's looking increasingly likely that they'll be around that 200 mark. And as we said, anything below that would certainly be within range of AZ's powerful batting lineup. But anything around or over. It certainly puts the pressure on, particularly if you can take early wickets. That's gone past the keeper too, but not enough pace on it. Think about 2. Whoa! That would have been gone if they'd gone for it, but a wise late call to keep it to 1.
Yeah, good call from Adil there. I think he called it originally to come back and then hadn't realised the keeper had the ball in his hand.
.172 for 5. It's a shadowed length across the pitch. Bit flat of that. Give himself a little bit of room and played it. Not quite enough power to get to the boundary. It's nicely placed that actually. Just gave himself a little bit of room and angled the face.
Angled the face. I actually thought he'd got it past the Phillipsman then. It sort of certainly picks up once he gets to the practice wickets. It looks like we've got the opening bowler coming back on again. He certainly bowled with some venom in the previous game in his second spell.
Just got to keep his foot behind the line.
Yeah, I think though that if he does, he pushed it through to the keeper last game, and I think really surprised a couple of the batsmen. I think if he can keep behind the line, I don't know that we're going to see as many big hits towards the end in these last 3 overs.
So 3 overs to go. If they go at 10, they'll set 203. Which would be a formidable total, although a gettable total, as we've said, with AZ's batting power. That's just found a man down there. It's a wide third man.
Bottom edge, stepped away a little bit too much there. Almost looking as though he was waiting for a little bit more on the ball.
I think everyone knows how important the difference between 10 and 15 runs could be. The difference between 190 and 210 at Euston's.
Yeah, and bowling like that, that's exactly what AZ Sports need.
They did this in the semi, didn't they? They bowled very well when they needed to, when the pressure was on, and they brought their senior players back.
Yeah, it's a big thing in this game, and as we've talked about before, with the home run ball coming on.
It's a good ball in the block hole. Couldn't get a run off that.
It's exactly what the AZ Sports needs here, and tough on the lower order batsmen coming in. Haven't really had a chance to see much of the ball. And now you're expected to sort of tick it out. You kind of think though with a ball like that, maybe he needs to just get it and tuck it down and run for the short single. I'd have money on number 10 beating the big fella down the wicket.
Full toss there. Just played down to long off. You wonder whether he could have made a bit of room and nudged that fine, but ended up just hitting it firmly down the ground for a single. Big man's in again, quite quick, driven nicely, but straight to the fielder. It's been a good over this.
2 runs off that over. That has been a great over, and all of a sudden we're back now potentially below 200 with 2 overs to go. Obviously, as I mentioned before, we have the home run ball. Could be hit for 12 off the last ball. Could be the ball that gets them over the line.
Yeah, as we've been saying throughout the afternoon, that potential baseball innovation has been brought into this. Is exciting for the spectators and the team, and it keeps closer games alive for longer, if that makes sense.
It very much it does, and I think certainly for social cricketers, it's a marvellous thing for them to be able to.
Steps away there, giving himself a bit of room. That's going out towards the boundary and crosses it. That was a clever play. Just stepped outside off stump to give himself an angle to beat the man at long off.
I think that Mo Ali's certainly showing the skills with the bat. We certainly want to face most of these balls in the last 2 overs. But with the home run ball, yeah, it certainly keeps the social cricketers involved, keeps them, thinking that we've still got that chance. And it may be that it's the home run ball that comes into play today.
Umpire just making the bowler wait. And this could be out as the fielder settles under it. It is indeed. This could be the double play.
That's shocking for Team
double
Manchester. Play. Shocking for Team Manchester.
So that's it. Now they've got the retired batsman can come back and be the last man stands.
Retired batsman can come back and be the last man stands. That's right.
This is exciting in the final as we see one of the innovations come into play. Well, actually two in one. The last man stands and the double play rule.
Very much so. But the double play rule.
Have a replay of that catch.
So 2 wickets lost, meaning that last man, number 5, Ali Asmat, returns to the crease.
So, oh, how tense is this with just a couple of overs left? Two things, a double play. Two people got out at the same time, but then the last man stands came back out. He's just recently retired on 50. It's all been happening in this final as we see whether they can get to 200 or close. Remember, he has to score 2 or 4 or boundaries, so he can't take anything there as he finds the man square leg.
It's a great thing for the game. It can be very frustrating for a batsman. He's got an over and a half to face here. Wants to score runs.
So, see what he does this time. Oh, that's gone for 4. Did he hit that, or was that just buys? It's just buys, and people will be disappointed with that.
Team Manchester will take any runs they can get at this point.
How crucial are these balls? I mean, you know, as I said, the difference between 190 and 210. 190 AZ would feel confident. 210, there'd be a couple of butterflies.
Yeah, I would think so. But I also think that they're a very confident team. I think they can chase 220. And they do. Yeah, we really can't underplay how powerful their batting lineup is.
So the last man stands. He's trying to hit for 4 or 6. He's hit that one for 6.
Great shot. Great shot.
What a gem of an innings. And we'll have another look at that as the last man stands. Hits another 6. See some of your teammates there, Peter, enjoying themselves.
It's been a long week for them. They're relaxing now. They've certainly been giving me a few tips in my commentary, letting me know the times that I haven't got it right.
So last man stands. Looks that's a no ball. How much drama has happened in the last 5 minutes in this final of the last man stands World Championships?
And another free hit. I just can't believe it. He's only going to take half a step back.
So we'll see if he can take advantage. That's a great ball. Just a Yorker length just outside of stump.
Fantastic ball. Fantastic ball. I really think that he's shown much better form in these last 2 overs than the first 2.
Yeah, he's bowled well, but the last man stand has come back and had a bit of an impact with that 6. That's another good ball in the block hole, but somehow he's hit that for 4. The bowler quite right, he wonders how that's happened.
Yeah, 195 on the board. The magic number not too far away.
And the potential of the 12. It all builds up, doesn't it?
Do you think he'll go for it? Tight corridors, hard to get away.
That's not too... It's going to be saved, I think, on the boundary, yeah, so no run there, of course, because he can only take 2. Fine margins, though, slightly fine of him. Would have been another 4. So he's on to 62 now. That's a beautiful shot, straight
down the ground. The crowd loved it.
199. And what a... I'll tell you what, his teammates should pat him on the back when he comes back, because he's making games.
That's exactly. And I think we've seen the 200 come up.
And a reminder that if the final ball of the innings is struck...
So, final ball of the innings, we'll see what he can do with this. Hang on, the umpire's signalling a free hit. He's hit that high, but 2 fielders converge on one of them.
No, it obviously was a free hit.
But it's not out, so it's a free hit. He stays where he is. And now we've got the potential for a 12. Well, they kept us honest in his last 5 overs, haven't they, Peter?
Unless he bowls another no ball, because if he does bowl a no ball and he hits it for 6, it is actually a home run and he gets a chance to hit another one.
That's a good ball, and you can't get that away. So that finishes proceedings, and they made exactly 200. We wondered whether they could get there or not. They did, mainly thanks to the last man stands. Who, on his own, you can say that, can't you, in this format? Literally on his own, got them to 200.
Literally on his own, he's not happy though either. I mean, it was tough in that last over to face those, you know, really quite good bowling there from Najaf Shah.
Yeah, so that was exciting. There was an ebb and flow, as we said. We wondered whether they could get to 200. They managed to get it off the very last ball of the innings, which was a Yorker. Wasn't able to go for that in 12, which is the potential in this format. But even so, they got to that 200 level, and that has set a target, Peter, for AZ to chase.
Oh, without a doubt, and I think the Team Manchester really have to come out and bowl tight, fast, in the corridor and prevent them from getting on top. Look at what we saw in the start of that game. We saw 40 runs scored in the first couple of overs. We were looking at a high 250 score. They pulled it back. Team Manchester really worked hard and got themselves to 200. I think it's a score that they could defend.
Yeah, I mean, just looking back on it, there was that great opening partnership again, and Yusuf getting to 49, and that needless run out when he came back for the second. And then there was that very dramatic 7th and 8th over, I think it was, where they lost that clutch of wickets, and we wondered whether they would actually complete the 20 overs. You said 140 at that point. Then they started to pick up momentum again, didn't they? And came down to a little bit of indiscipline at the bowling with the 3 hits, and then the last man stands, just getting into that milestone.
Yeah, very much so. And it was interesting to see the way the bowlers approached it. I mean, I think you saw the bowlers trying to beat the batsmen there for a while. And then they decided, okay, hang on, let's take a little bit off the ball. Let's see what it is that we can do. And then they got back into those corridors and really put the pressure back on. But, you know, all credit to the last man stands. You know, he got out there, he's ended, I think, with about 60 in the bank. They've got 200 on the board. I reckon we've got a cracking final here. And so it should be. I mean, the World Championship final, 10,000 quid on the line. This is great for the game, great for cricket, to be honest. And I think it proves once again that T20 cricket really has a lot of excitement and will play and see some great cricket.
It's a fitting end as well, isn't it, to these World Championships? Because, you know, a very one-sided final would be a disappointing way to go out. But 200 on the board, it's going to take a lot of chasing, and it looks like we're going to have a thrilling climax to what's been a thrilling week.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. Great final, great couple of weeks, great camaraderie between the teams. But as I said, I think at the start of the commentary, 2 or 3 days ago, I said that AZ Sports were the unbackable favourites. I really thought they were going to walk through the finals, but we've seen Team Manchester stand up. This is going to be a great final, and I really think the crowd's going to love it. And those people watching at home on the live stream, I know in our earlier game this morning, I know of at least 50 or 60 guys back in Australia that were watching the live stream. They all think it's fantastic that we're actually being able to get this out there. So it's brilliant for cricket.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear. But people have been watching around the world and following on Twitter at Last Man Stands. If you want to send us some comments. Also, we've had an opinion on this game, of course, Peter, being in the hot seats, but so has everyone else. I mean, the crowd have been coaches, haven't they, as they've been looking to get these teams through.
We've had commentary coaches, we've had bowling action coaches, we've had the batsmen always been told they've got to hit it harder and hit it longer. And I mean, I think we've proved here again. I mean, the bowlers just bowled so well that it's going to be tough for them. But yeah, it's been a great atmosphere. I'm really loving it. And I think any time that you get an opportunity to come to the home of cricket, you just have to take it. It's wonderful.
I remember in the crowd confidently telling the batsman he should be hitting the free hit for 6, as if he's the only person that's come up with that idea. So that was a nice moment for us. But there's also, you know, there was some good shots in that innings, weren't there? Particularly some big shots on that short leg side boundary, but also some on the longer offside boundary too.
Without a doubt, and I think, as I've said before, a lot of people think that T20 cricket you've got to hit over the top, but we've seen some great cover drives, we've seen some great lofted drives, and guys knowing, I mean, there are a few players down, but they still have to pick the gaps, and it's been great cricket. I think that it'll be interesting to see how Team Manchester set up now. Do they choose to bowl from the same end, or do they decide, okay, we'll go to the longer end first, see if we can tie them down, and then hope that in that last 10 overs they're not banging us over the top of the pavilion? Or do we, you know, go the short end, rely on our bowlers to be tight, and try and, you know, grind out a good win?
We know that AZ are a very confident team and back their own ability. If they lose a couple of early wickets, get slightly disgruntled, the pressure is maintained, then they will really under pressure.
I think so, and I think we saw that in the other semi-final. I thought Abbotsford really took it to AZ Sports, and they got rattled in the middle. They did stand up again and show that they're more than capable in this format, but yeah, who knows? I mean, the other thing that we could throw into the mix here is we could end up with a draw and a super over. And that could be, how would that be to decide the contest? One ball faced by every batsman, on both sides. One ball faced.
That's a bit like the penalty shootout in football, then.
It's very much so. I mean, and it can be, it can be a fantastic way to end a tournament. But I would think both of these sides would want to have it finished in the 40 overs. We'll see. We'll see. The groundsman out there preparing the pitch now. Team Manchester already out there. Obviously want to get amongst the action already. It's going to be fantastic.
Well, the adrenaline must be pumping, wasn't it? Final at Lord's, £10,000. North-South rivalry. There's a lot riding on this.
If they're anywhere near as excited as I am about being here, then yeah, it's going to be awesome.
We're going to take a quick break and come back with you for the resumption of this exciting final.
Listen, I think this is really set up well.
Chasing 201 for victory in the Last Man Stands World Championships 2013. AZ Sports.
Welcome back. It's Tim Brooks and Peter Baumann here at Lord's, Nursery Ground, as we look to see whether AZ can chase 200 to win the Last Man Stands World Championships and the prize of £10,000. And that's a confident start. There could be... Oh, what a catch!
What a catch!
That's a leaping catch. What a moment. Just crunched that square with the wicket. And the fielder dived to his left and took a wonderful catch.
Oh, see a replay of that.
Look at the scenes here, Peter, as they all gather. What a start to
That's
the
exactly what the crowd wants to see.
Wonderful stuff. And that's brought some chants from the crowd, and rightly so. You couldn't get a more dramatic way to begin this chase.
What an opening ball from Adil Hussain. Both of us, I think, thought that was going to the boundary.
Wow, what a moment. That's, both of us jumped off our seats, I think, there, Peter.
Without a doubt, without a doubt.
What a start.
That's awesome. That was fantastic. None for one.
None for one, indeed. Unusual score in Last Man Stands. Doesn't surprise me. This final's had it all so far, so we shouldn't be surprised. So already a wicket down, first ball. Wonder catch on the boundary. Looked to be a certain 6. Clasped out. Thin air. And that's one of those ones where the adrenaline is pumping and you sense your moment to make history, really.
The dive as well. Such a late dive to get that. And both hands, clean catch.
Almost again. Just that was a thud. Just as it thudded into the boundary just before us. He looked to tickle that round the corner.
Bottom edge on
slightly disappointed. It just out of the grasp of his hand.
How would that have been? None for 2. Off 2 balls.
Wasn't quite to be as it is. First runs on the board in this chase of 200. We've already seen it's going to be an exciting one. So dramatic first over continues. That's just worked off the hip. And fielder well in from the boundary there to make sure they didn't take the second.
Great opening over this from Adil. Good pace, in the line, really getting up at the batsman.
So Kadir taking his mark. Prepares to face the first ball from Adil, who's been very impressive. And a good bit of pace there inside the corner.
No ball called.
No ball though. We've seen a few of them in this final. So free hit. See whether they can capitalise as much as you thought they might do, Peter. A lot of them, actually, to be fair, a lot of them have been Yorkers.
They've been great follow-up balls. Very few have been short.
That's on a length though, and hit down the ground. Might get cut off. No, it's gone for 4. So dramatic first over. Began with that wonder catch on the boundary. A couple of boundaries since though. 10 on the board, up with a run rate.
It's hard to believe that 10 runs have been scored after that wicket off the first ball.
It's just played it down to long off for a single. I think you probably heard that advice from a member of the crowd walking past. One's on enough.
Marty from second 11, always with an opinion.
Been sharing a few opinions with a barmaid, I think. So exciting start to this chase as AZ look to reach 200. They'll be confident they can get there, but at one point they probably thought they'd be chasing more 150. It's a deft shot, but man there. Just a single.
Lovely shot for one, you know, open the face, just glide it down there. But once again, ones aren't going to do it, as Marty suggested.
Well, they do it if you follow it up with a few back-to-back sixes. I mean, you know. That's just a checked drive, extra cover drive for a single.
I'm not prepared to suggest when a chase might start. Didn't do a very good job in the first innings of picking what the score was going to be.
It's nicely worked off the legs, going out towards the boundary. I don't think the fielder's quite got his angles right, but he recovers and prevents the boundary. They take 2, they score on to 15 for 1.
We'll call that an effective slide.
It looked like he was running towards the ball when it was. He should have been running sideways, but again, similar shot, just played out into extra cover for a single.
More of an orthodox action from Cameron Younis, but coming around the bowl, around the wicket, really targeting the pads of the batsman.
Well, that's a big shot square, and that's gone for 6. That's into the little souvenir shop at Lord's here, just on the sort of mid-wicket area.
Lovely shot there from Shahid Yusuf.
So, as we've been saying throughout this final, AZ have got the firepower to chase down 200 and over 200. And Team Manchester will know that, having seen the semi-final and what they did in the group stages. So they know they'll have to bowl very well here, and possibly hope luck's on their side as well.
Well, if that first catch is any indication, luck is certainly hedging their way at this point.
Well, luck or ability. I mean, that was a good pair of hands and some good athleticism. Yeah, I guess luck that it was within his reach.
He's suggesting that we couldn't have taken that.
I'd have been pleased with that, very pleased. That's a good ball, that's just gone past the shoulder with the bat. That reminds me of Chris Tremlett against you boys a few years ago.
Is there a bowler here today that hasn't reminded you of an Ashes victory over Australia?
Yeah, I apologise. There was many years of hurt.
No need, no need. We will come back.
Oh, that's a good shot. Just helped that back with a square. A lot of power. Nothing that third man could do about it. Rattled into the big photo of Sessions. Is that Tendulkar?
It is into the Tendulkar corner.
Into the Tendulkar corner. I like that. Yeah, we'll run with that.
We won't call ends today. We'll just call corners.
I want to see another one dislodge a tile. That one won't know, as it's just played backward point for a single.
I don't need to see another tile dislodged today.
Yeah, you were quite close. I
I was quite keen to get out of the way. It was a big hit there from the West Indian.
27 for 1, so they've recovered well after that first ball dismissal. So, going to keep it around that required run rate of 10 and over, of course. That's quite quick. Didn't quite get onto that pull shot as hoped, and that's a great pick up on the boundary.
That is a great one-handed pickup, isn't it? And great service back over the stumps. I thought he'd missed it. I really did.
Almost thought it appeared almost casual, but nonchalant, probably the better term than casual. Oh, the Chinese cut for 4. Always a profitable area.
Yeah. This is a great display of bowling from Adil. I think he's been a bit unlucky with a couple of those. I mean, I think that's 8 or 12 runs now that have gone from inside edges or missed past the keeper. And you can't fault the way he's bowling.
No, he's been one of the players that's impressed me with the ball in this finals day.
A lovely shape through the air, getting it to jag back off the deck. And once again, and you would expect it, a fantastic deck prepared here by the groundsman at Lord's. Beautiful venue. Weather amazing. I really didn't expect us to get 2 weeks worth of rain-free weather here for the championships, but it's been fantastic.
Go back to Australia with a tan. That's a bit short, but it went through quite quickly and just missed out there. Look to play that, Yusuf. He just bowls it deceptively quick, doesn't he? He darts it in. The odd one gripping.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's actually trying to get any turn. I really do think he's just trying to bowl darts in there, fire it in. The downside to that, of course, is if you don't get the right length, then you are going.
Reminds me a little bit of Michael Yardy.
Am I old enough to remember him?
Yeah, he played a couple of years ago. He a one-day specialist. Still plays for Sussex. He does that same thing, just darts it in. Not really looking for the turn, but just trying to prevent the batsman from getting underneath and getting the elevation.
And it's one of the things that we've seen in the professional T20. You know, bringing the spinners on early, take the pace off the ball.
LBW shout there, but that's optimistic.
I thought there was quite a big piece of wood on that. Probably wasn't close, but
sometimes you appeal to sort of put the batsman off thinking about a run, or is that a bit mischievous?
A little.
So good start from AZ, just underneath that required rate of 10 and over, but obviously that wicket off the first ball probably left them a little bit shell-shocked.
Yeah, another change of bowling here. I think we have a deal after a great first 2 overs with reward off the first ball. There's Anwar ul Haq. He's coming from a long way off to the side.
This is the leg spinner, yeah. He made a bit of an impression in the semi, and he started well there. He's just got a good line of length, and he's clearly getting some shape in the air.
Great start.
There's been quite a lot of purchase on the ball. And even if he doesn't get spin, just that natural drift is going to be difficult to counter.
Very quick action too, really rolling the wrist over the top of the ball.
Yeah, that's a little bit of turn there, but able to play it off the back foot. This is going to be a key spell from him, because he's a player I don't think you can take too many risks against.
No, if he keeps placing the ball where it is, you're really not going to be able to move inside. Then they're going to have to try and get creative, and we've seen, I think today, when batsmen have tried to get a little bit too nifty, they've lost wickets. But
bit
full
more
tosses
flight on that, but a full toss. But actually, the fielder comes round well, and it's only a single.
He's probably a bit lucky there. I think that ball probably should have gone over the practice wickets. And AZ just can't afford to waste those opportunities.
This is exciting to see a leg spinner against a quality batsman. Plays up. Oh, that's a great shot, that. Extra cover drive, and the bowler wonders what he's done wrong then. The truth is he hasn't really. That's just a great shot.
No. Fieldsman picked it up late, but he really did pick the gap quite well there. And having said that, we're talking a little bit like AZ are behind the run rate here, but they're still at around 9.5 and over. They're not out of the run chase here at all, and only 1 wicket down.
Yeah, it's going to be it's neck and neck, and that's what you want in a final. The best teams coming through all the different stages they've had to get through to get to this stage. And they're the ones that are providing the showcase for the format at the home of cricket. It's hit down to long on for a single.
So would you rather see a bowling team bowl the side out in a T20 or an aggressive batting side bang there or belt their way to a total?
Probably the latter. It's kind of designed for as a bit of a batting showcase T20, I think, isn't it? Although it's funnily enough, you know, with those Finch innings of late, it just becomes a bit passé, doesn't it? He just he hits it for 6, as he did the ball before.
It's a little bit like us watching Test matches over the last few years. No, I'm quite fond of it. He can continue to do that for a long time. But it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a attempt at a ramp shot. He didn't get it right, so maybe he adjusted very late. He looked like he'd set up for the ramp shot.
It's interesting to think that for years people have been saying the game had turned into a batsman-only game. I kind of like to see bowlers do well in the shorter format because it is so tough.
I just wish Rampakash had invented a ramp shot. That would have been, you know, fitting.
I would have liked to see Warner in there doing the same sort of thing. You know, a little bit of left-hander straight over the top. You know. Punchy shot, some would say.
Combative player, of course.
Aggressive.
That's a 1 bounce 4. Just backward a square. Square leg. Fielder quite close, but had no chance there. Cleanly hit.
No. And proof again that you don't have to go over the rope. But that was a lovely clean hit over through square.
I think they need a wicket here, Team Manchester, just to stem this run rate. Almost got it there. As another tempted heave over the leg side. So excitingly poised at 48 for 1 in the 5th over. Oh, he's hit that, but straight to the fielder at deep extra cover.
I wouldn't like to be that fielder at the moment. He's got the sun right in his eyes for the latter part of the overs.
And possibly a bruise on his shin after that.
Yeah.
So 6 overs gone, 49 for 1. Slightly behind the required run rate, but have only lost a wicket. We know they bat deep. 2 batsmen in their 20s. Still a lot of chirp behind us, mainly from your compatriots.
The crowd's certainly asking for more action out in the field. It has been a long tournament. They're really looking for someone else to do the work.
So it's the return of the exciting All-Hack, the leg spinner with the side-on approach. Well, that is a great shot.
That's beautiful movement of the feet there. Got to the line, straight down the ground. Great shot.
Well, that takes courage, doesn't it, to hit a leg spinner of this quality. 4-6 in the final of a World Championships.
And did it easily.
And not giving it a chance to turn, of course, if it's that pitched up. And I think with Ul-Haq, he's got a very good chance of getting stumpings, because it's just the natural drift he's getting. Oh, that's a better ball in the block hole.
Right up
well
in
played
there.
though, straight down to long arm just for a single. Good comeback.
Great comeback. I'm still surprised. I haven't seen a bowler come from this sort of wide of the wicket for a long time. I half expected him to be bowling round arm.
He's coming in from mid off, isn't he?
He is
that's
very wide.
Down to third man for a single.
He would start his run up probably 2 pitches away from the pitch that we're on.
Michael Holding used to start running at the Oval and bowl at Lord's.
Oh!
Dramatic moment there.
That could prove costly in the scheme of things. It's interesting with Michael Holding, isn't it? He's got to be, outside of Richie Benno, the most popular commentator in the world at the moment.
We'll take another look at that half chance. Well, that's gone over the green shed, which I think houses the lawn mowers and such forth. And that was a great over, wasn't it? Because a couple of moral victories for the bowler, the half chance and the catch, a couple of booming sixes, had it all.
Proof again, though. Take the catch. He's not here, and we're really, momentum's changed again, and all of a sudden we're 63 for 1 after 7. You'd have to say that the momentum is shifting back to AZ.
Got a batsman called Kadir facing a quality leg spinner.
So the pronunciation is Kadir and not Carter? I know I grew up a lot with Abdul Carter.
Yeah, I think it might vary actually from Australia to England. I've heard people in England say Kadir, but so exciting over there. I think he still may have a role to play, Ul-Haq. Certainly a dynamic player, and he's always a player that's going to bring talking points, I think, because the sixes against him are quality shots.
I think the difficulty with being a leg spinner, though, you've only got to look at someone like Stuart McGill. Took an absolute bag full of wickets, but did get hit for a lot of sixes.
Just played nicely off his toes. Think about 2, settle for 1. 4, blimey. That's a Devon Malcolm-like throw from the
big arm
boundary. So the score's 64 for 1 in the 8th over. So as you said, they're keeping very close to that required run rate of 10, and of course they've only lost that 1 wicket off the first ball of the innings. Well, that's a great shot. Just drove it through mid-wicket to what was only fractionally off a Yorker.
Yeah, I think the middle of his bat's getting a fair workout at the moment.
If they win it, they can. If they win the 10,000, they can buy a batch of mongooses. Matthew Hayden style. That just comes off the pad they go through for a leg by.
Keeper not happy.
So I need a wicket here, I think, to just break this partnership.
With one of the batsmen on 44, once again we come back to that. Do you let him get to 50?
Oh, that's a great shot. Finds the man, but very intelligent batting. That just came down the crease, and then bowler responded by dropping his length, and then still had the presence of mind to play that shot down to third man.
And will AZ have learnt from where Team Manchester let themselves down? You get into the 40s, get your 50, retire, bring the next guy in.
Yeah, that loss of Yusuf for 49 was a key point of the game. That's hit powerfully down to a long off, just a single. Quite good over this. So the shadow's lengthening, as we say, as the sun just looks to peep below at the Compton stand over there, one of those stands on the main ground. Might make it slightly tricky for some of the fielders.
I think so, particularly on square of the wicket at the moment. Obviously in front of the in the pavilion over there. Still a little bit of sun right into the eyes. But, you know, if you bowl tight, the ball shouldn't really be coming on that fast. And we've got Ali Azmat coming to bowl now.
A little bit of off spin perhaps. So some finger spin to complement the wrist spin of Ul Haq. Some singing behind us. Oh, that's the ramp shot. He's played that well.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
Rolling down before us.
It's a great shot.
It's one of those ones where you play it on length, really, don't you? You just go down on your knee and play it over your own shoulder.
I don't know.
And hope the wicketkeeper doesn't take an absolute blinder.
I think if I tried to play that shot, I'd end up with it in my head. But the crowd there giving great support to Jackie, who was in the kitchen at Dulwich Cricket Club all week last week.
It's played just to drive through the covers for a single.
Fantastic, or a great opportunity as well to thank all the volunteers that we've had over the last couple of weeks. We've
has
had
to retire now, sorry Peter. Yeah, he's reached his 50, as we said. He retires and someone else will come in and he'll have the chance of coming back again if required towards the end of this chase. Chasing 200, the required run rate of obviously 10. Even you know, a basic math student can work that one out, Peter. Needs to be Pythagoras.
I think we've got that one covered.
78 for 1 with 8 gone. So very good effort there. Tyres brings another batsman to the crease. Sikandar, who was close to getting that hat-trick.
He was.
Actually, he wasn't really, because he then bowled a wide, didn't he?
He did. I think we were both thinking, well, it's on the cards.
Just opened his stance there, just to give himself a bit of room, and he's placed that well, but it is cut off, I think about 2, say 1. That's a good bit of fielding there.
You have to say both sides in this final have fielded really well. There hasn't been, or hardly been a misfield. They're really covering the ground well, and obviously with only 6 fielders out there, they really do have a lot of ground to cover into the gaps.
Do you think there might be some emotional, jubilant scenes at the end of this final?
I think there will be, particularly from the crowd. Players aside.
That was a good ball, just Sikandar lost his shape a bit there.
Yeah, kept a little low as well, I think, there from Azmat.
A little bit of pressure now. A bit of pressure, just need to try out those boundaries. Yeah, it's again tries to get that away on the leg side, but isn't able to get over that.
Eddie Charlton special to finish the over.
So they need over 10 and over, and that's it's not always easy, is it? Particularly with some bowlers to come back, bowl some of those key overs.
And you have to think, I think we spoke about it around the same time in the first innings. I mean, they're on 77. After 9, are they, you know, too far behind the run chase?
Well, they're certainly still within reach at the moment, but that was a good last over, and a couple of those back-to-back, pushing the run rate up to, I don't know, 12, 13s. Then a little bit of pressure comes in, but as you said before, this AZ team back themselves to clear the ropes. Ul Haq to continue with his dynamic leg spin. Oh, that's well played. Batsman came down the pitch and then just defended.
Great bowling from Ul Haq there. He really is quite a fast wrist spinner, really not trying to get it to turn that much. More relying on flight to deceive the batsman.
Oh, that's a good shout, actually, as it just goes down to third man. They come through, see what the umpire gives there. A little bit of bat in that.
I think the umpire has suggested that he hit it.
It's good over though, and we'll have another look at that. Oh, he's broken the shackles there. Big shot, one bounce four. On the ground. This is a really good contest, isn't it?
It's a great display of cricket, I think, from both sides. I think that certainly Team Manchester haven't dropped. They're still quite up. I do tend to think that, you know, AZ really do need to be closer to 100 for the last 10 overs. And I just think because it can drift away. It, as you said, could get up to the 12s or 13s. Having said that, we go back to the fact that these guys bat the whole way.
Oh, that was another good ball, just played out onto the offside for a single, but I think beats him in the flight a little bit again. Hack looking to get the breakthrough. That's a little bit short of a length and a clever shot round the corner for four, and that just shows you the margins of error for a leg spinner.
Yeah, you're going to drift too far to leg there. You probably deserve to get knocked away for four. And, you know, last ball of the over. All of a sudden it's been a great over. Add another four to the score.
So halfway stage, 87 for one. The bowling switches ends. You can see the sunset on screen there. Beautiful evening here in North London at the famous Lord's Cricket Ground. Not the first ground of its name. It's the one that everyone knows.
It was, wasn't he originally from Thirsk? I think originally. There's a plaque down the town of Thirsk in relation to the Lords, and then it was moved up here by the MCC.
Good knowledge. I know there were a couple of sites in London before they settled on this site. But this is the one, of course, that's gone into sort of collective memory and folklore. Everyone wants to get their name up on that board, don't they, for the 100 or the 5 wickets. Must be a wonderful feeling to go out, come back and see the sign writer put your name up in the gold paint.
I must admit, I think I find the photos of the, you know, written on a piece of paper and sticky taped to the wall to start with, you know, and there was quite a few guys go up there this year. I think a couple from New Zealand and a couple from Australia there as well, or one.
There's a couple of famous players that aren't up there who have played around 100 tests or so. Can't remember it offhand, but so halfway stage, that's hit firmly but straight to the fielder. Good fielding there as Mirza resumes the bowling. He's into bowl again. It's outside off, as we said, been a tactic in this final. Oh, that's a misfield. They would have. Oh, hang on a second. The batsman seemed intent on having a little cuddle in the middle of the pitch there.
Didn't pay the full penalty for that, but yeah, that's the first piece of poor fielding that we've seen. A little bit too casual. Bowler won't be happy.
So still not got to the 100 mark. I would have hoped to have done that before yet. Now that'll help. Well, it could be out. Good.
That's a great catch.
Very good catch.
That's a great catch.
It looked like... Oh, they forgot the double play and the bowler is furious. Absolutely furious.
And he should be too. And he should be. It's one thing to grandstand the catch, but get that ball back in for the double play.
Just the adrenaline of taking the catch at such a critical moment in a final. And so just seeing the replay on your screens there, quite a dramatic moment. Very good catch, but you'd argue you should have had the presence of mind to realise that the double play was still in operation. But either way, important breakthrough.
Momentum shifting again.
We just said, didn't we, that you would have thought AZ would have once bring that 100 up in maybe the 8th or 9th over. They've yet to do so in the 11th over.
Yeah, a well-established batsman. Throws his wicket away. Probably didn't need to put it straight down into the Tendulkar corner.
So when he first hit it, I thought that would clear the ropes, but of course it is a bit longer right in that corner, isn't it, the boundary?
Yeah.
And they did have a man there. In fact, they've got two fielders there, and they're close to each other, so they're clearly.
They've actually got one guy outside the ground. And is that going to be two?
Got that slightly higher, probably 2 yards higher, and that has gone for 6.
That's a nice way to open up your innings.
So one didn't quite have the legs, and one did. No sun in our eyes here. Oh, that is enormous.
Goodness, that's huge.
Onto the MCC Academy roof. Just over our cameraman Neil up there, who watched that one sail over his head.
Don't worry about getting a sider. Just put it straight out of the ground. Will we see 3 in a row?
Well, from celebrating the wicket, Mears has now got his hands on his head. That's quite well bowled, actually dragged it outside off stump, and batsman wasn't able to get under the ball. You get the feeling with AZ that they don't just want to win, they want to win comprehensively.
Yeah.
They don't want a close match, do they?
No, they don't. They really want to have this score, done within 15 overs.
100's up. So the 100's up, as we said, possibly slightly over, a few overs later than they would have hoped, but nevertheless they're in a good position here. The run rate is still around 10 and over, 2 wickets down. It's an exciting climax in prospect, which is just what we hoped for.
It is. I mean, only an over ago we were saying they were behind the run rate. I had the temerity to say the momentum had shifted to Team Manchester, put very firmly back in my place by the AZ Sports side.
I just let you put your foot in your mouth and then pick it up.
I'm doing a wonderful job of it so far.
Oh, it's been good fun, and so good that we've got this tightly contested final, which is now into its last 8 overs.
It's interesting.
With both teams still very much in the hunt.
Interesting to see a lot more chat in the field now between the Team Manchester guys. Is there a little bit of tension building there? They think maybe it's slipping away.
You spoke about ebb and flow, and I think there's a bit more left in this game. That's my sense.
I think it's a good decision by the captain, bringing on the opening bowler Adil. He bowled 2 very good overs. That could be just what they need, Get back to 13 overs, have the score tied down, really put the pressure back on AZ Sports. Having said that, the way these 2 guys have hit the ball, putting a bit more pace just means the ball's going to go further.
We did see a couple of faint edges, didn't we, in the first innings, and the possibility of that as well, of course. It's not just a case of propping your foot forward against a player of this pace. Hasn't quite hit that like he might have done, but either way, it's straight, so it's gone for 4.
Adil looks back at the batsman. How did you manage to push that past? Very high up on the bat, off the splice.
Bats these days, they don't press them enough, do they?
They don't hold on to them long enough for these days, I don't think. Twice the size and half the weight, seemingly.
That's gone for 6. Just rock back and easy as you like. He's got to pitch it up. Well, I suppose he pitched up and went for 4, so he dropped it back a length and went for 4 as well.
Wow. I think you've got to stick with that, stick with the lines that he bowled in the first 2 overs. Get outside off stump, really force the batsman.
Back up to the required run rate now after these lusty blows. Let's see what he does here. Yeah, that's clever actually. That could be out. That is out. Sharp catch.
And again,
think about the double play.
They've forgotten about the double play.
I don't think it was on really. It was only a foot out of his crease. But yeah, that was. It did exactly what you said actually. Taking the line outside off stump again.
Yep.
So well called.
Yes, that's the first. But in fact, that's exactly how he got his first wicket.
And we're just having a look at a replay of that. So he got a good connection on it, didn't he? But straight to the fielder and took a sharp catch.
Solid pair of hands, solid pair of hands. But if you look at it, that's exactly the way he took his first wicket of this innings. Outside off stump, forced the batsman to play. Good wicket.
Shahid Khan comes to the crease after the fall of that wicket. It must be great for a bowler to be smashed for 6 and then come back with a wicket in the same over.
6 and a 4. Definitely. And I think, we'll look at his figures at the end of the day and we'll say, oh boy, he's gone for some runs. But I really don't think it reflects the way he has bowled. This has been 2.5 overs of a fairly tight, I think, medium-pace bowling.
I think it's a lesson, isn't it? Just hang it outside that off stump. Get your fielders on the boundary for those shots down the ground. And if he's got the skill to drag it round from there, say good luck to you.
Yeah, as the bowlerologist would say in Australia, get into that corridor of uncertainty. You know, force the batsman to, you know, to make the game.
Okay, lots of those kind of similar analogies in cricket. Any halls of power, corridors of uncertainty. There seems to be. Is there one about gangways? I'm not sure. That's another good ball. Just looks to work that off his hip, but didn't get a connection. And this is bringing this over back well.
He's a very lanky bowler, Adil. It certainly would be interesting for the batsman to see that come out of that tangle of arms.
And that's well fielded, just the single. Bit of pressure coming on again.
Picked up by the skipper, almost got away from him. .86 required.
So it's still around 10 and over. A couple of wickets have gone. And there's some nerves out there, I think. I think there'll be a couple of hearts pounding.
Captain telling his players just to sort of settle a bit. Calls the bowling. Is that Imran Mirza coming on again? That's it. He's had a tough couple of overs.
So 115 for 3 off 12. Chasing 200 to win the Last Man Stands World Championships and £10,000. And it's a massive cheque down there. We walked past it. What do he makes those big cheques?
I'm not sure, but they're very hard to fold and put in your wallet.
Who's thinking of the rainforests? Oh, that's big. That might be another one on the MCC Academy roof.
Over the Academy roof.
And the Billy Bowden signal for 6. Without the pointy finger, the bendy fingers.
You have to feel a little bit for Mirza here. I mean, he doesn't have the pace to be able to push it past the batsman, so he really has to hang the ball outside.
See if he can come back on this ball. That's outside off. It's done well there. Bottom edge to the keeper. There's no run.
See, much better zone there. I mean, you've got the fielders out there. Force the guy into the cut shot. We haven't seen a lot of runs go for 4 through that area.
Yeah, it's just that short boundary. You can miss hit it and still go for 6, as we've seen. I mean,
yeah,
you know, one's going onto the roof.
There have been some great shots straight down the ground. Proof again, as I said, you know, play good cricket shots, you'll get runs.
Score up to 1-2-1. 80 to win. Is he going to keep it there? He does keep it there. And, it's, no run there. Is he? It's struggling, is he? He wants to just get under the ball and lift it straight, but if you just adjust the line, might even be a case of switching round. But
I think, as we've said before, AZ really want to win convincingly, and I think oh, no ball.
Given no ball, free hit.
Free hit.
Hands on hips.
Free hit signaled.
But we've not seen that many free hits capitalised on. It's been a feature of these this finals day. Actually, been a lot of good balls on free hit deliveries. And that's well played. Actually, he's engineered that quite nicely. It's bowled well.
I thought when he moved across the stumps, he was going over mid wicket, but yeah, great shot.
But not 6, I guess you could say. And past the umpire again. Yeah, it's going to be a wide
ball.
You can see his tactic, but you've got to have the discipline to keep it within the lines.
I have heard people say in the first 19 overs sometimes you're better to give away the wide, particularly if you're late in the over. Negative cricket maybe, but you know that there's only going to be one re-bowled. Certainly didn't seem that he didn't want to bowl the ball at the batsman then.
Negative bowling tactics. Reminds me of Nasser Hussain captaining Ashley Giles, sticking a foot outside the leg, see what happens.
Wasn't Ashley Giles just a negative bowler?
Used to be a seamer, you know.
What went wrong with that?
Lack of pace, I think.
To be fair, I think Ashley Giles played a very good role.
Made the most out of his talent.
Yeah.
Oh, he's dropped that very short, and it's got what it deserved. In fact, it deserved 6, and it is 6 actually. Just about. Must have bounced on the rope or just shortly after. And that was a rank long hop.
It was. That's probably the worst ball that we've seen come from Azmat so far.
It's a bit of a Kerrigan.
Change coming round the wicket.
See if he can pitch this one in a good spot. He's dragged that down again. And this is he's got to collect himself here, because he's going to lose the game if he could potentially lose the game in this spell.
Well, I don't know if the time off is actually whether he's got tired or not, but his action certainly has cramped up quite a bit. His arm, the left arm, was really coming through quite smoothly before and really getting some good flight.
Takes the score up to 141, and this is a little bit painful to watch. He says that would have been a wide. He hit it, didn't he?
I thought he hit it. No,
I thought he'd hit it, but I think it just came off the glove, so that's been given a wide.
I think the batsman had a little chat with the keeper there that maybe he did get a faint tickle.
That's a better ball. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. Directly over my head. And that just crossed the boundary and kept on. It was still going up, but it crossed the boundary.
I was going to say, that sounds like one of my calls. There, better ball. There it goes.
Well, it was on the cut strip, I mean.
Tough over here for Team Manchester.
Oh dear.
And a wide.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah.
This is sad to see.
Yeah, the game is slipping away here from Team Manchester, I think. 50 to win. Of 7 overs.
Just 50 to go. Just 50 required. And how many has this gone for so far? The wides as well.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. It's another 6 over mid-wicket. Cannons off the roof of the nursery pavilion, and he's been taken apart here.
Yeah.
And teammates can't do anything about it, can they?
No.
They've just been watching it sail over the boundary. Monster over.
It'd be a brave captain giving him another over from here, I think. It's the captain bringing himself on, I think, here.
What do you say to that? Unlucky, or you've cost us 10 grand?
Whoa, is that the how does it feel to drop the World Cup comment?
Well, AZ firmly in the driving seat now, you'd say, after that over. They've taken a score up to 157 and require 44 to win. And they're hitting it cleanly, these two. Taking the pace off that, just played out to square leg for a single.
If you could get a couple of overs similar to that ball for Team Manchester, you know, maybe they could pull it back, but yeah, you'd find it very hard for Team Manchester to win this from here.
That's short, and where's that gone? Not very far. Keeper picks it up, and there's no run. Yeah, they need something here. They need someone to step up, produce a wonderful spell, or moment of magic.
And there's the skipper.
There it is. Straight through.
Great ball.
Wicket.
Great ball.
Said someone needed to step up. They did. Straight through. Took the bails off, and he is upset with that. Slams the bat into his pads.
That's been a great over for the captain.
Have a look at the replay of that, Peter.
Yeah.
Number 1, Tanvin Sikandar, bowled by the captain, Mo Ali for 34. The new batsman, number 8, Ahmed Khawaja.
So that was Sikandar falling for 34. Bowled middle stump. And in comes Kawaja. Oh, there's some more twists yet.
Team Manchester will be hoping that he has similar problems to his Australian namesake.
It's like a Miss Marple drama. There's just twist after twist. Kind of what a captain is supposed to do, though, isn't it? Bring a bit of control back to his team and come up with a key moment.
Well, at the end of the day, I guess,
leg side wide and dribbling down to the boundary.
He can blame the bowler for the last over, but the reality was it was him that gave him the ball. So, you know, he needs to find a way out of this now, see what he could do. I think he's got 1 over left from a deal. Who else out there can actually, you know, put the ball
if
up the batsman?
Hack has finished his set, or I think he's certainly bowled 3.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
For now, it's Ali just looking to bowl line and length. That's been a good over this. Wheels came off in the previous over, but that wicket and just bowling that sensible line and length, which is what we've been suggesting.
I think there's only 3 off this over now and the 1 wicket, so it's sort of, yeah, another wicket here would be sensational for Team Manchester.
Left-hander here then, so that alters things. It certainly does alter things. That's another big 6 into the car park. Another benefit of the right-left-hand partnership, I think, because he found the good channel against the right-hander.
Yeah.
Just 34 required now. Favourites from here still, but another wicket changes the complexion again.
Team Manchester need a lot to go their way, I think, now for this to fall back into their hands. And you have to wonder sometime with the prize money on the line how much that starts to weigh on a bowlers and their teammates, you know, at this time. You know, what are we playing for? Are we just trying to get our lines, or are we trying too hard because there's a big prize at the end of the day?
That's a good ball, but it's worked off his toes. Well, actually, I said it was a good ball, but it just drifted onto the pads, and he just worked it round the corner for 4.
Money for jam for good batsmen.
Yeah, I initially thought it was in the block hole, but just drifted onto the legs, didn't it? Just 30 to win now. It's a better ball outside off, went for the cut shot, but it's beaten for pace.
Yeah. A little bit extra in there, I think, then from Adil. This is his last over, bending the back a little more.
Pleasant looking drive, but it's only going to be 1. Down to long on. Set for that first ball, it's been quite good over, so he'll hope to close it out.
I'm not a fan of coming round the wicket to the left-hander in this format. I think you really open up the opportunity for him to go across the line and put you out of the park.
Or bowler wide.
Or bowler wide.
I think it's the pressure of that, what you were describing happening, that forced that wide that's just we've just seen. Just the margins are very small. Staying around though. Better ball.
Better ball.
The AZ are counting it down now. It's 27 required. Team Manchester need a moment of magic very soon. That's not it.
That's not it.
A rank full toss. So I think probably attempted slower ball as well, and easy as you like.
Batsman calling for the no ball, but it was well on his waist. It wasn't above his waist.
So another 6 hoisted over the Nursery Pavilion. Just 21 required.
I've looked at the roof of that pavilion a couple of times, and I really think they need to work on the funnel factor just to get some of those balls back. There's been a number of them go over there today.
Yeah, so it's just looking to set the field here. It's difficult with that short leg side boundary. In fact, offside boundary for the current player, but short boundary. Ali in again. Oh, that's
Got him.
Again, Ali yet again has come up with a wicket just when his team need it. Probably too late, but maybe not.
Who knows? That's 5 down. Well bowled from the skipper. You have to say, I don't know if they've got another bowler out there at the moment that can actually do the job. Their slower bowlers have been bowling too short. The skipper is bowling well, but who's his foil, you know, to come on the next over?
Yeah, possibly been slightly short of bowling options, haven't they? For this level, you know, for the final, the big final against the big team.
It was interesting in the last final. I don't know whether he did it deliberately, but it certainly seemed like the big guy bunted it back to the bowler to bring the retired batsman back in. Obviously, different situation now, but we'll see. He certainly lent on it back to the bowler. Maybe Mo could pick up another wicket here. 6 down.
Yeah. We just thought there might be some twists left, didn't we? Just that was the way this final is sort of set up, and often the big occasions do lead to those. A lot of drama, which is a fitting end to what's been a great week of cricket, both in Dulwich and today here at Lord's. It's going to go, I think, probably to the last over. There's a slight delay while we adjust the sight screen. Players obviously anxious to keep everything
The sun down below the pavilion now as well, so it shouldn't be an issue for fieldsmen out there for catching.
Ali again, that's close. That is close.
That's not what Team Manchester needed.
Head on hands from the captain there. Was he interested in LBW shout for a minute there? We're going too high, surely.
Bit high, yeah, I think. Over the top, beat the keeper.
Let's have a look at how close that was. Ali again after that close call on the last ball that went for 4. It's clipped off the toes. That's well placed. And that crosses the ropes too. And they are nearly home here. AZ Sports. Despite the captain coming back for a good second spell here.
Although a slight error on the scoreboard has suggested the first innings score is now 290. So maybe that's a new innovation.
They'll need that 12 off the last ball. So Ali, who's really stepped up and bowled well here in his closing stages, but not sure he can do much about AZ as they close in on victory. Probably the favourites going into the semi-finals, Peter.
Without a doubt. They were definitely the favourites. I think what we have seen today, though, is that they're not unbeatable.
Ali again. That's a good ball again. He's just going for singles here, isn't he, apart from that unfortunate first delivery.
What you would have to say out here today is it's been good vibe between both sides as well. You know, you're in a final, big prize. It's been played hard, but fair.
Just the closing few overs here of the final as the sun dips below the skyline at Lord's.
So
Cameron Yunus taking the ball.
11 runs required from 15 balls.
11 off 15 to win.
Could he be the man that takes the last 3 wickets?
Good first ball. That's just. They might think about 2. Settle for 1. Wisely.
Not a lot of movement there from Yunus. Probably not going to take a lot of wickets. Bit up and down.
Had to go to him after. A little hop, skip and a jump as he approaches. Oh, he likes that, but nothing from the umpire.
Umpire not interested. Keeper remonstrating with the umpire.
Yusuf again, twinkle-toed in his delivery stride. Oh,
good gloves from the keeper.
A little bit of bounce there. Part-timer, but not doing bad. A bit quicker, and it's just played down to who's mid-on. Long on comes off the fence.
A little bit of a hop, skip and a jump as he comes in, but he really needs to hone in on that off stump. As soon as he gets off onto middle, he's really just been picked off.
I'd like to see him in Swan Lake.
Well, we did have the opera singers here earlier this afternoon. Not sure that they covered Swan Lake.
Well, that's because Yusuf was busy. Just 8 required from the last. Is that the end of the over? Just checking that. Batsman conference mid-pitch. Yeah, so good over that. 8 required off the last 2.
Can the skipper pick up another wicket? Put the pressure back on.
Oh, that's a caught and bowled chance, is it? Was it just short of him?
Oh, dear.
We'll want to see that again, just to see how close that was.
Smile on the bowler's face.
Well, he really has bowled well in his closing stages, Ali, after some of his teammates have let him down a little, but he's certainly bowled well, full and straight, and it's just a single as well.
Just dragged that across the line. Not clean.
I get the feeling they might want to finish this with a 6.
I think they do.
Not yet though, 7 required. It's
no.
messy from the keeper. Ollie is really angry about that, so let's him through.
I think that'd be 12 runs or more, I think, with buys today. Bowler not happy.
He's not happy, but I think he personally couldn't have done any more, could he? He's rolled really well here.
6 to win.
So 6 to win. This could be all over now. Let's see if he goes for it. He does go for it.
It has.
It's gone high,
up
but
in
it
the
hasn't
air.
gone far enough. This should be taken and is taken, and they go for the run out too. But, so another wicket falls, and Ali, the captain, just another late twist. AZ should be comfortable from here. They should be. The pressure of a world final and the £10,000.
Yep. Bringing in the retired batsman.
Just seeing that again on your screens. Wow, captain really has stood up. And that was a good catch under pressure.
It was a great catch. Solid hands.
We do have a returning player though.
Shahid Yusuf, I think, is the batsman coming in.
So just 6 to win.
As great as it would be to win it with a 6, surely. Balls in hand, tick it around, get your 6, £10,000.
I expect they'll try and do that. It's always a risk of a catch on a boundary, of course. And there's 6 down.
We have seen some rash shots.
So Yusuf back. Quite fitting if he were to score the winning runs.
It would be. It would. Skipper just moving his field around.
6 runs needed.
So slow claps as he comes into. The tension is palpable here.
Oh,
you can't hit those.
You can't run on that.
You can't hit those for 6 when they're in the block hole. And what a performance from Ali that is.
That's a great over.
It goes into the final over.
So at the end of 90 overs,
Oh, you couldn't really, the organisers for LMS, they couldn't have asked for anything better than to go into the last over. I mean, surely 5 more balls to go. Surely Team Manchester couldn't pull this one out of the fire.
How about if they did it with the last man stands at the crease?
Oh, well, with the big guy there, I think that he's got the opportunity here. Oh, we were right. Al Haq with 1 more over to go. Big guy hasn't shown a lot with his footwork. This could be it.
He's got a good chance here. If he drops it short. Oh, that's
Oh,
a great
piece
stop.
of fielding.
That is commitment. They get the 2. They get too. He's bowled such an immaculate length, All Hat, but he dropped that one short.
4 off 4.
4 from 4 balls required. Everyone on the boundary. A few nerves, a few fingernails being bitten. Oh, that could be a stumping.
That's great stumping.
Oh, we did say that. He's been bowling a good line. I did say earlier on that I thought he'd get a stumping.
That's right, you did too. It's fantastic. What about that? 1 wicket in hand, down to the last man. £10,000 on the line. 3 balls to go.
3 balls to go. Last man stands. Just seeing a replay of that now. And he's just got excellent flight. We did say that footwork had looked tentative from the big man. And it was too much for him. And the wicketkeeper took the bails off and has left us with the last man stand with 3 balls.
And good gloves from the keeper.
4 to win.
He has struggled a little bit today, the keeper, but great gloves there to take that stumping.
Interesting to see what the field does here. Obviously, he can't take a single. We know that. He's got to get a
2s, 4s and 6s. So
2s, 4s and 6s. Of course, he can block it. He's got a couple of deliveries left. Pressure, though. Tries to hit that one for a 4.
And does it.
That's a win for AZ in a dramatic, close, the final we all hoped for, the final that was delivered, and both teams have played a full role in that. So congratulations to AZ Sports, who've come through to win the World Championships of Last Man Stands, but congratulations also to their adversaries in this final that made such a close game of it.
Oh, fantastic. You'd have to feel a little bit sorry for Ulhak there. Batsman stepped right across his stumps. Mishits, could have been another wicket, but AZ Sports, probably the deserved champion. Well, they are the deserved championships for 2013.
And there was that over that went for 28. I think we said at the time that might be the key. So you can see the scenes in the middle now as the teams shake hands. Good to see. It's been played in a great spirit this week, Peter, and they're all winners in some ways, aren't they?
We are. I certainly am, being able to sit here and commentate this game. It's been fantastic.
Just seeing a replay there of the winning shot as All Hat Bowl just played through the covers. Well, sorry, off his toes for 4. And the winning runs with a couple of deliveries needed, but it went down to the last over. And it was very tense with just that last man standing there. And as you say, if you were writing the press release, that's the kind of setup you'd want to write.
That's right. That's exactly right. I mean, I don't think the ECB or LMS could have asked for anything better. Probably not as much excitement at the end of that game from the AZ Sports guys. Maybe it was a sigh of relief to get over the line with a couple of balls to spare.
I expect they'll be celebrating in the hours to come. But the Aussies are celebrating too. Well, they're singing.
Although I'm not sure I can understand what it is at the moment.
Yeah, there's a great atmosphere here at the close of what's been a busy schedule of cricket today, isn't there? There's been those 2 semi-finals and that exciting game in between those and the final.
Yep. I think that we had a fantastic charity match for Cricket Abroad there for the work they're doing in Africa. We saw the great display from the Maasai boys.
Yeah, it's been a great day here, and congratulations to all teams that took part, and particularly to AZ Sports, who will get the chance to lift that lovely shining trophy to our right in a minute or so. But I'm sure all the teams will agree that it's been a great tournament, and Last Man Stands continues to develop as a format. We'll soon to go over to the presentation committee in a minute or so. We'll just stay with you until we transfer over to that, and I'm sure there's going to be some elated winning captain. So it's exciting scenes as all the teams have been collecting after that exciting, dramatic finish to the final of the Last Man Stands that saw AZ Sports come home. There was some dramatic moments in that, including some key wickets and that very exciting double play. We're just going to see a few highlights then of some of those dramatic incidences, and in particular that dramatic catch we saw, the first ball of the innings, and the double play. So you just saw some of the highlights of that exciting final. AZ Sports, of course, were probably the favourites going into the semi-finals, but they were made to work, weren't they, by both in the semi-final and the final itself. And they were set exactly 200 to win, and it went down to the last over, and the last man stands to finish it off. Just to hear a round of applause now as the players come and circle around the presentation party. Who were here before me, Wayne Grieve, who we had on commentary, of course, and Rob, who we've had during the day. And that sparkling trophy and the huge cheque for £10,000, which, of course, is due to AZ Sports, who've won after an exciting culmination of this tournament, which has been taking place in Dulwich and today at the Nursery Ground at Lord's, bathed in sunlight for the vast majority of the day, and in the late evening sun. Spectators that have been gathering on the stand just want to hear what the winning captains have to say, and just to celebrate this format. Last Man Stands is proving very popular across the world, and what a fitting finale to the World Championships, where there were some very competitive games. And it would have been a shame, wouldn't it, if the final had been one-sided, but not a bit of it. Both teams contributed, going down to the very last over with the Last Man Stands at the crease before they secured that victory. Still, the atmosphere is great here as people are reacting to that exciting final. We're just waiting for the captains of both teams to come back to the presentation party. The Aussies have been very vocal all day, and they're mingling with the Maasai Warriors and some of the other teams. A couple of South African teams, of course, and they're members of that charity team that we saw play just before the final, who beat the Australian team in what was a very fun and frenetic 15 overs aside. But I think everyone here agrees that the Last Man Stands tournament is an exciting and innovative format and can boost participation levels. We've heard all day about the ECB's support for this programme. It's got some quirky rules. We've seen some of those come into play. Double play, the 12 off the last ball, the Last Man Stands, and we've seen evidence of all of that on this exciting last day of the tournament. And a lot of smiles on faces from the organisers, and they've put a lot of effort in, and so have the ground staff, to make sure this can happen at the home of cricket. And we've been joined all day by some of my guest commentators who've added their flavour and insight into proceedings, including Mike Gatting, that was able to join us for a while, and that was a wonderful moment. You're seeing the fans in the stand now just settling down, enjoying a drink, talking through the key moments of the game. See Manchester team, the losing finalists on your screen there. They can be proud of their efforts, particularly the captain, Mohammed Ali, who put in a great spell there as it came to a dramatic conclusion. And now over to Rob for the presentation party.
2013 Last Man Stands World Championships. I'm joined up here by Mr. David Collier, Chief Executive of the England and Wales Cricket Board. We've got Wayne and we've got Bjorn from Last Man Stands, the co-founders of Last Man Stands, Wayne Groove and Bjorn Briggs. First, if I could start with David, just to say a few words on behalf of ECB.
Thanks ever so much. I think it's been an absolutely fantastic day. It's been a great tournament, and thanks ever so much for everybody who's participated in this. But to see guys from South Africa, from UAE, from New Zealand, everybody, it's been an absolutely fantastic thing for world cricket, not just for ECB and for English cricket. So congratulations to Wayne, to Bjorn, for what they've done in bringing this tournament to English cricket. So thank you. Thank you for everybody who's participated today. We really believe that this is something that will take cricket forward in the future. So this is something that will take our game into the next generation. So we really believe that this is something that we want you guys to take on to the next stage. And thank you very much for bringing it to us here today. It's been fantastic. Thanks to all the players. Thanks to the umpires and officials who've been absolutely brilliant. This is something that the game will take forward, and thank you for bringing it to us in England.
Thank you, David Collier. Okay. Next up, Wayne, if you'd like to say a few words on behalf of Last Man Stands.
Before I say a few thank yous, I'd just like to congratulate both teams on a superb final. The quality of cricket was outstanding. To Team Manchester, you guys have been great supporters of Last Man Stands for the last few years. The way you hung in there at the end when it looked like it was going AZ's way was fantastic, and it was great to have the Last Man Stands showcased in the final. To AZ Sports, well done on your victory, and we hope you go from strength to strength in the Surrey and the Guildford League. I'd just like to move on to a few thank yous. Firstly, I'd like to thank the MCC for allowing us to use this beautiful facility. I'd like to thank everyone at the ECB for all the support that they've given not only to the World Champs but just in general throughout all our leagues in the UK. There's a huge amount of people at the ECB that need to thank you. I can't mention them all, but if we could just have a round of applause for the ECB. What you saw today was just the culmination of a great tournament, but there's been 2 weeks of long cricket, a lot of cricket played in Dulwich, and a huge thank you goes out to the staff at Dulwich Sports Ground and Dulwich Cricket Club. And we'd like you, Stuart and John, to come up and receive a small token of our appreciation. The match officials, they've done a great job for the whole week. We'd just like to thank the whole team, led by the talisman Rifat, who umpired the final today. We enjoyed the no balls and all those free hit signals, Rifat, so well done to the umpires. I'd like to thank all the LMS franchise owners and all the staff at Last Man Stands who have worked tirelessly throughout the week to help Bjorn and myself put on this event for all the teams, and big round of applause to all the franchise owners and all the staff. We've had some great highlights on Last Man Stands TV. To be honest, we've been very, very surprised at the quality of the highlights produced by Kwipu TV, and the streaming today was fantastic. Apparently at one stage we had 500 viewers around the world watching, so thank you to Kwipu TV. Then to the players, thanks for playing the game in the right way. The spirit of cricket was upheld 99% of the time, but great event, and thanks to all the players. And then finally, we'd like to thank everyone that's come down here to watch the final. Many teams have been knocked out, but it's great to see teams like Seconds, 3 Short, Older Rec, Alexandra Township Chiefs, Future Sports Agency coming down to support the final. It's hugely appreciated. I hope I haven't left any teams out that are here, but and the Rebels. Yeah, that's it from me. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Wayne Groove. Okay, right, let's get on with it. We've got quite a few awards to get through. So the first is the Spirit of Cricket Award, and this goes to Sean Blankenberg of the NBWs from Joburg. If we could get Sean down, he receives a pair of pads from David Collier. Well done, Sean. Sean, don't go away. We're going to get your team up here. They're going to get some medals for winning the Happy Hitters competition. Perhaps you could tell me a little bit more about them.
Well, yeah, we come from Joburg, and we defended our title as world champions. Second year in a row, so we're very pleased about that. Coming to England is a dream for the boys. Home of the game at Lords. It's just a culmination of lots of Hey! Yeah, just a big thanks to you guys for bringing it, and we look forward to 2015. We'll be there, we'll support the game all the way, and yeah, big thanks. Thanks to you guys.
Okay, so if we can have Sean's team up to collect medals and the all-important trophy, if you can call them up. And Sean, if you could list them all by name as they get their medals, that'd be great.
All right, your hand well played. Here's your hand of it. Yeah, well played, boy. Thanks, Eugenio. Appreciate your efforts, pal. Thanks, Kim. Cheers, AD. Thanks very much. Mark Nicol. Appreciate your efforts, pal. And one for me, I guess.
Sean Blankenberg, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, next up we have the Cup of Nations player of the tournament, and that's Aaron Johnson. Aaron, are you here? Aaron, who's representing the West Indies. He's hit the ball absolutely miles throughout the tournament and today. Aaron, thanks very much. Okay. Next we have the player of the tournament. And this goes to a guy who scored 360 runs at an average of 100 exactly. It's Jason Laken Allen. Jason, who's been representing Future Sports Agency from Durban. Well done, Jason. Okay, and now on to today's main event, the final of the 2013 Last Man Stands World Championships. And first up, we're going to present Player of the Final. And this goes to a player who scored 54 not out from 26 deliveries. He took 3 catches and a stumping. His name, Shahid Youssef. Well done, Shahid. And it was a great final, but it had to be a loser, and I'd like to ask the captain of the runners-up, Team Manchester, Mo Ali, to come up and say a few words. Mo, commiserations. You got 200 on the board, which was, I think, the game plan, but where did you go wrong?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I felt 200 was about 20 runs short. I would have liked 20 more runs on the board, but the boys batted well, and credit where it's due, they were a better team on the day.
And you've had a great tournament. Will we see you back here next year?
Definitely. We started playing Last Man Stands in 2011. Went to Cape Town, got beat. One better this year, got to the finals. Let's hope 2-15 we can go all the way.
Good lad. Okay, Mo, don't go away. If you could call out your players by name, we'll give them a medal, and then you'll receive the... is there a loser's trophy? I don't think there is. You'll just take a medal each. All right, Mo, if you could call them out.
Ali Azmat. Yusuf Amar. Imran Mirza. Shabazz Butt. Gulam Abbas. Adil Hussain. Anwar ul Haq. Cameron Yunus. And finally Zishan Mirza.
Thanks very much, Mo Ali from Team Manchester. And without further ado, can we have the winning captain, please? Solomon Carter.
Okay. How are you doing? Yeah, good.
Okay.
He's the manager?
We've got the manager. He's going to say a few words about the winning team.
Yeah. Excellent, boys. There was a good tournament. We've been through lots of hard work, and thanks for all the boys who done really, really hard work, especially in the final. There was few ups and downs, but thanks God we won it. That's good. Thanks for LMS. Okay. And thanks for all the crowds as well.
And can you call them out by name and we'll get them out and give them a medal?
Ahmed Khaja, please. Alwan Kadir. Imran Kadir, please. Shahid Yusuf. Manveer Sikandar. Najaf Shah. Shahid Khan. Abid Ahmed. And superstar Ali Khan. Please come forward, Ali. Well done, mate. And Abdul Hai, please. And Zishan. The last one is me. The last one is me.
Sorry, man, I didn't see you hiding there, buddy.
Okay, and all it leaves us to do is present the cup. So if we could ask David Collier to present the cup and a cheque for £10,000 to the winners, AZ Sports. AZ Sports, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. That concludes.
So we're looking at the conclusion of the presentation ceremony. Apologise for the volume levels in there. It's just because of the positioning of the PA, but joyous scenes here as AZ collect their trophy and hold it aloft. And it just remains for us to thank the ECB for the help in enabling Kuipu TV to bring you this coverage. My thanks to all my co-commentators, particularly Peter Baumann and Mike Gatting. Thanks to the members of staff for the MCC for their hospitality. For the organising committee, Wayne Grieve and all his staff at Last Man Stands for bringing about this fantastic 2 weeks of cricket. This has been a Kuipu TV production for Last Man Stands. From the Nursery Ground at Lords, I'm Tim Brooks, wishing you a very pleasant evening.